Hey, this is Terra Invicta. I believe this is episode 113.
Yep.
If I remember correctly, yeah. And we are back with some more dungeons and or dragons. Today, technically, none of these things. I guess this kind of counts as a dungeon, but, you've skipped most of it. You guys are stomping some snakes, or maybe the snakes are stomping you. So Jordan had his internet and power in general crapped out last time in the middle of a very important fight. It turned out to be an important fight. Anna almost died when we last left off, and we had to remember at the last moment that the spell doesn't instantly kill you. It just makes you roll a save, and then you see if you're instantly killed. And I think I may have made the encounter slightly more difficult than it needed to be. Because
the Caleb special.
Because I'm so used to you guys having like at least 3 more NPCs with you that I just was like, yeah, this will be fine. So we're gonna jump back into it here with Audrin's turn. We're still in the middle of the fight, and we'll see how it goes. Looks like Anna's at 8 hit points. And
yes, I have 8 hit points, and for context, I think both of the smaller creatures are grappling me.
Yes, I believe that is true. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows the context of what's happening.
Here, let's put a little net icon on you there. Also, this turn order has changed its design, and I kind of hate it. I kind of don't like it, mostly because it doesn't.
Oh, the last
show the entire. Yeah, it doesn't show the entire number, and it bothers me really bad. So we'll see if they change that, if they fix that. If enough people complain. But Audrin, yeah. So it's your turn. Last time, I think in your turn we just had you shoot people with your magic guns. And yeah, Anna's in a dire strait here, for sure. You guys are still, as a reminder for context, you guys are helping the Jade Ravens take out this UNT cult that apparently they've been conflicting with here in Scuttle Cove. And, it should be relatively easy. At least that was what you thought before Caleb, the game master, happened. Partially it was because I was like, man, this UNT has this really cool spell that can kill people. I might as well use it. And then, yeah. So, but he can only use it once. What do you do, Jordan? How do you save your friends? So you're over here on a bridge of lava. We have these UNT grappling Anna. You got this big one over here. Takui currently is afraid, I believe. At least that's what the little icon on there says. I think she's afraid of all snakes. But yeah, all you, what do you do? Audrin stares in bewilderment, unsure of what to do. You're muted, by the way.
And that is how I'm going to save Narnia.
Okay. I'm tracking with you.
I was saying I might as well cast Indecision because I have no idea what I'm going to do. No, I had to go.
Do you have some way that you can break Anna out of her multiple grapple? It might be the most useful thing to do right now. Does you have Vortex Warp or whatever?
Oh yeah, I could Vortex Warp her out.
Can you do that when someone's grappled or whatever? Is there any limitations there that we know about?
Yeah, I have to see them. They have to be within range. Target must succeed on a con save, or the target's teleported to an unoccupied space of my choice that I can see within range. As long as the space is on a surface or in a liquid that can support the target without the target having to squeeze.
Yeah, That seems pretty straightforward. Then the only question is, I think, if I remember correctly, I believe you can choose to fail a save for a spell.
I feel like we've always done it that way, that you can,
Yeah.
even if that's not like actual rules as written.
It is not rules as written, it looks like, from what I'm seeing here. But
I feel like we've always said that you can fail a save. That
it usually explicitly states in a particular spell when you can. Yeah. I do feel like you're right, Emily, that we have just let you do it in the past, even, but that might have been because
it does say the target can choose to fail. Sorry.
Oh, it says it in the spell. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it does.
That's all that matters. I feel like if 5e does a pretty good job of using like spells that can be used harmlessly on people, specifying that in there. So there you go. That's easy enough. Is that what you want to do, Audrey?
Can I see her?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. These guys are in the way, but they're moving around and stuff. It's not like a wall is in front of you.
Magic.
Hey, what's that Ari says.
Oh, that's right.
Audrey is the exact opposite of Ari in that sense. Understands magic to an intricate degree. Not instinctual for him at all.
I think if you say out loud what your plan is, I'd be like, can you just put me next to you? Because I'm next in the turn order, so then I can attack and run away.
Mm-hmm. That's what I figured you would do, is like bring her back this way.
Audrey shrugs and goes, okay. So I'll just teleport her right here or right
perfect. Here? Yeah, right there is perfect.
Okay.
Sweet. And then I assume that ungrapples you, right? Because you literally cease being in the place you were.
I would think so.
Yeah, as far as I understand.
If not, then we can say I went right here, so I'm out of like their range or whatever, and then I'll just walk up. Yeah,
the thing is, like, obviously you can teleport them beyond where it would make sense logically to be grappled anymore, and so even if you place them on the other side of them, I think it just doesn't make sense to say that you're grappled no matter where you are placed. Makes sense to me.
I'm like very bloodied, and I'm like, thank you.
My headcanon is that to cast that spell, Audrin does 2 finger guns. The first one is where it's supposed where
portal gun.
Yeah,
perfect.
Exactly.
Nice. That was awesome.
So she's like, thank you, Audrin, and then Audrin's just like,
yeah, exactly. And then you accidentally do it again, and then
like, no.
Falls in the
I didn't know I could do 2 spells in 1 turn.
Do you have anything else you want to do, Audrin? Then action.
Can I do an action after I use a spell?
Well, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking if the spell is an action.
Yeah, the spell's an action.
Okay. Well, if you have a bonus action or a move that you want to do, you can still do that.
None that are pertinent.
Can't you technically shoot with your offhand gun as a bonus action?
I can do that. But I think I can only do that if I use my action.
Maybe. Yeah, I think that's maybe what we realized part of the way through playing.
Yeah.
As soon as I started typing this into Google, I knew what I wanted. Let's see. Yeah, you must use your action first. Yeah. Okay.
And that's all right. That's okay. And I got away.
Nice. Staying alive. Cool. Is that it?
Yep, that's it from me for now.
Sweet. So obviously what happens now is Benedict gets to take his turn because they're coming to rescue you. I rolled for them. I rolled for them in the GM layer, and they've been sitting here for a second. So what I was going to have him do is Benedict was here. They're coming from a different part of the fort. I was going to have him come heal Anna or do something like that. But let me take a look real quick and see if I can figure out what he wants to do since Anna's not there anymore.
Okay, but can he not see me? I'm like,
there is a wall in the way. I don't think he can now. I mean, he can move up, but I'm just going to double check if he can do anything like from here that makes sense. He might be able to do his like order thing. Try to charm them. That might be a good plan.
Because I'm like, if he said something, I'll be like, You just hold a spell real quick until you can see me and I'll fly into your sight.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like the most helpful thing you can do right now is to do his like
Laundry.
order stuff. So orders demand is channel divinity. If he presents his holy symbol, each creature of his choice that can see or hear him within 30 feet must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you until the end of your next turn, or until it takes damage. So I mean, if he, well, I guess you're gonna kill him no matter what. So maybe that doesn't matter. Let's see. His other thing is like he has the pipes of haunting that can make them afraid. You know what? Let's do that. He's never actually used these. He's had this magic item for forever. You guys gave it to him a while ago. I don't think he's ever used them. So I'm going to have him expend a charge. He'll use his action to play the pipes of haunting. So you just hear these like this haunting music coming from these pipes. Oh, you must be proficient with wind instruments. Oh my goodness. Benedict is certainly not proficient with wind instruments. He does not have this magic item then. It probably would have gone to someone else or been sold long ago.
He's like, why don't I use that? He's like, I pawned it.
Yeah, exactly. I just sold it.
You can give
I
it to
can't use
Lirith.
Yeah, maybe we'll say that. We'll say that it got given to Lirith. Benedict held it until that point. I know he has other stuff like this. So let me see. Maybe Spirit Guardians might be helpful here. It's kind of fun. But yeah, obviously you can just go for it. Yeah, mainly it's I don't know if he wants to like go into the thick of things. If none of you guys are over there anyway. Let's just do this. I'll have him cast Dominate Person on the big guy. Seems like a good move. Okay, so he'll use his action to do that.
Are any of these humanoids?
Oh, it's a humanoid. Oh my goodness gracious.
You have to have dominate monsters.
Let me just
to do
redo what I'm
monsters.
going to do with his character 30 times before I actually do
Sorry.
something. No, it's fine. This is my fault.
I'm like, that one I have to call out because
What about
those are two
compulsion?
Yep.
Let's see, what can it do? You can tell it to move. Yeah, it can move into a deadly hazard, so that seems useless. You know what? Let's do slow. This is a useful one. Within 120 feet. Yeah, 40-foot cube. I think he can do it without getting you guys in it. Whoop. No, maybe not. But it's whoever he can up to 6 creatures. Okay, perfect. Yep, that's all I needed to know. All right, I'm gonna have him make wisdom saves or be slowed. Yep. Okay, this is the anathema. It succeeds. Just barely. That's his save DC. He's a very high DC. We got the abominations. Both of them. Okay. Benedict, you're useless. Totally useless.
He just targeted the wrong save.
Creature affected by spell. Yeah, okay. All right. So, I mean, you don't really even know he's here because he casts, like, you hear something maybe in the background, but, like, I don't think any of you can really see him from where you are, per se. There's, like, I guess there's a low wall. Yeah, you know what? Takewee, you see him. So you hear, Takewee, you have a good perception, too, so you probably, like, hear him chanting over there. And, can also see him moving up, and then honestly, you would also see Surge here as well. And I'm going to reveal these because Takewee sees them. I don't think the rest of you have noticed them yet, but Nestor is on top of the wall here as well, ready to shoot some arrows from above.
Death from above.
But yeah, for now, he will just go ahead. He casts slow. It doesn't work, and I think what he'll do is he's going to move over here. And again, these are like low walls, so he can like see over him. It's like a railing. And so he's planning on staying over there and being able to look at the fight. And you know, you're right over here, Takewee. So if you need any help, you might be able to do something. He doesn't want to be close to the UNT though. Okay, that was Benedict's turn. Now, Anna, you can go. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go right here and try and hit this guy.
Do it.
15.
A 15 does not hit. I'm sorry.
16. This is
A
trash.
16 does not hit. I'm sorry.
18.
It does hit. That's his armor class.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
11 damage. Let me do a little kick.
Hit.
28.
Mm-hmm.
5 damage.
Well done.
I'm injured. I can't hit very well. And then I would like to. How tall are the ceilings? Like, I just want to like fly up.
So, yeah, I think the ceilings only matter inside the actual rooms, like over here and over
Okay.
here. I think this whole space right here is open. I think that makes sense to me.
Okay, so can I just like fly up 30 feet?
You certainly can. Looking out over
Okay,
the battlefield.
I'm 30 feet in the air. I gotta get away from these guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tikwi. So you're still frightened. You can't move closer to them, but there is this guy standing right next to you. You will get disadvantage if you attack him, though, because you have disadvantage on attack rolls when the source of your fear is in your line of sight.
I raged, correct? I'm pretty sure I did.
I
Didn't
believe
you
so.
drop it?
No,
I think right at the end she decided to rage.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought she dropped it to cast a spell.
no, I cast a spell and I think I dropped the spell to rage.
I believe.
Oh,
so.
maybe
That
that's
sounds
what I'm
right
thinking
to me.
of then.
I think that's what it was.
Mhm.
Okay.
And you don't have to have the mindless rage thing where it's like you can't be frightened or
I
charmed
don't
or whatever.
know. I don't think
Yeah.
so. I
You have,
don't
like, a
see
spirit
anything.
guardian thing.
I was trying to look, and yeah, I don't think I have anything like that.
And you're not 6th level bard to keep us from being frightened.
Right. So I'm useless, basically. Yeah, I think so. What I'll do is I'll just recklessly attack him, and
That makes
that way I
sense.
can make it a straight roll.
Mhm.
And Dust Crusher.
Yeah, you just use your aggression to power through your fear.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Do it.
Let's go. Dust Crusher, go. 19.
With a 19, you're good. Yep.
Okay. 13
Nice.
damage.
12. 13. Or is that
Okay.
12?
12, sorry.
Okay.
I am not
fine.
napping today.
I was assuming there was maybe a modifier you were adding to that. But
Nope. Just bad
That's a
at
13.
math. That's a 13. There
Nice,
you
yeah.
go.
Couple of mighty blows on this guy. He's pretty injured at this point.
And I'm gonna go ahead and is it okay if I add a bardic to that to Blade Flourish?
Yeah.
I don't remember what my rule is with that, if I have to call it. It just says, and if that you can use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I have to call it ahead of time. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
An extra 3
And you get 3 to your armor
damage,
class as
and
well.
I get 3 to my armor class. So
It's
just
good because you recklessly attacked. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think
Mhm.
because I'm frightened, he gets advantage anyway on me, but
I believe that's the case. Yeah.
So that's
Good
why I
move
was
then.
like,
Yeah. Good reckless attack. Yeah.
there's no disadvantage to it. So
Yep. And as a reminder, this guy's like a giant, multi-headed snake monster thing, and these are his soldier guards. I think that we said this is like a lieutenant of the UNT fortress. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Jade Ravens are dealing with the leader somewhere else. Sounds good.
that's my turn.
Okay, this guy over here is going to turn to you, Anna. Well, I guess you're 30 feet in the air. I guess he can't do that. And I believe they dropped their longbows last time. So, and then Audrin, are you in the air right now? Were you just kind of staying in the air? Is that what you said last time?
Oh, that's right. I flew up and then, yeah. So I guess I'd
Well,
be in the air.
I guess this guy just goes and attacks Deli then.
Yay.
Slithers forward and attacks with his scimitar. Oh, you know that last one.
What's my AC again? It's been a while since I've been in melee.
I see 19 on your token.
That sounds right. Also feels low for some reason, but that might be.
You might
Give me
have
a
ways to
second. I'm
increase
loading
it.
my character sheet, which, as we know, takes a minute. Yeah, it's 19. Okay.
Very true. Hi, Takewee. Just token popped over there for a second.
I was just trying to measure.
So the first 2 hit.
Yep.
So that is 16
Slashing
damage plus 22 damage. 38
So, yeah.
damage.
14 slashing, 12 poison, 9 slashing, 13 poison.
I think that's 38 damage. Wait, let me
Seems reasonable.
pull up the
No,
calculator.
it's 48.
48.
Whoa,
25 plus 23. Yeah.
I thought it was
48.
22. I thought it was 26 plus.
It's 26 plus 22.
Oh, 22. That's that is 48. Yeah. I don't know what math I was
Fun.
doing, but it was not real math.
That's fine. You got 203 hit points.
It still did a quarter of my
fine.
hit points.
And then this other guy, I think he sees Surge over here, so he'll go attack Surge. And you got, the rest of you haven't seen. Actually, at this point, Aldrin and Anna, you're in the air. You can see the others, right? Like Nestor gives you a little salute, Anna, as you fly in the air next to him, right? And you look over and you see Nestor. He's like, "Hey,"
And I go, "I'm not good."
I can tell. Gets the air out. But yeah, Surge is below as well, and getting ready to charge. And this UNT abomination charges first. And I guess I didn't give him his full hit points since he last fought. Okay, so we got...
He can take back 14 hit points, and the guy will take 14 damage instead.
Nice. Okay. The middle attack missed on Surge. So I'll just take away that first 14 poison. And then he also gets 22 damage after that. But then 14 damage to that guy? As it deflects back?
Yep.
Oh, Takewee, I just remembered. We might have to change your subclass, your barbarian subclass, when you give away your blessing. Because I think narratively, that's probably why you have it, right?
Probably. Yeah, that's probably why
Yeah.
the ancestral guardians are with
We'll have to
me.
talk about it, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm assuming that won't happen until the very end of the campaign.
Yeah, it'll be pretty close to the end. So if you have like a subclass that you could switch to at the end that would be more optimized to whatever you have at that point, then maybe it would be helpful to you.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, it will depend on how much time in the campaign we have left at that point. All right, this anathema will just turn to you, Takewee, and attack you. So it's got 2 claw attacks. Ooh, look at that crit.
Yikes. Ouchie.
I assume the second one misses, though.
Yeah, that one misses.
And then we got that's wrong. So 2 claws, a constrict. Tries to wrap you up, misses. You're lucky because you'd be grappled and squeezed and stuff. And then a flurry of bites from its many heads, which also miss.
Wow, he sucks.
Yeah, I suppose so.
He did a total of 9 damage to me.
Right, because you're raging, yeah.
Yeah, these guys suck.
I was gonna say this is the one that
just get good.
This is the one that almost killed Anna. So, but yeah, we see this thing, lash out, and you're just powering through your fear of this thing, gritting your teeth with your aggression here. And then obviously you have your blade flourish. Did we ever decide what that looks like?
My
Is it
blade
just like-
flourish?
Yeah. Is it just like you're being extra cool with fighting?
Oh, you
basically?
mean my reckless? Oh, yeah. So
because
the
you added
blade
like to your
flourish,
AC, right?
I think probably what it is, because I mean it's basically,
Just
it's
like
a bard.
you're better
It's a
at
bard thing, but I'd
the
like
College
to
of Blades or whatever.
Yeah. It's I'd like to think it's well, I was gonna say connected to my ancestral protectors, but I guess that's not necessarily true because I don't have to be raging to do it. But just when it like goes out, I just picture like an extra like I don't know, glow or so, and then it like sparkles onto me. You know.
Well, I mean, a lot of your like bard stuff, right? Is I was imagining it kind of is a extension of Takewee's time as a cosmopolitan traveler and wanderer, right? Like you spend years going around to all these different places, all these different ports, like traveling to different places after you left the Yolotli Basin. And it's like you're kind of, you have a little bit of swashbuckler in you, you know, from living in Calabar and other places like that.
Yeah.
A little bit of style from your bardness.
So much style.
Mm-hmm. So you're dodging and weaving as this thing lashes out with a bunch of snake heads. All right, Surge is going to attack this snake guy in front of him. So he's got 2 melee attacks. He hits that second one for 6 slashing. This guy isn't like a fiend or anything, but he will go ahead and drop a smite. And he can do, he's going to do a 4th level slot. So it starts with 2d8, 3d8, 4d8, 5d8, and that's it. No, 6d8 because he has improved smite. Nice. Yeah, so this thing, you know, comes up to Surge, and Surge gets hit a couple times. So then, you know, your ancestral guardians deflect the attack back on the Yuan Ti guy, and Surge ducks under another swipe, and then comes out with his sunblade. You know, comes out of his armor and slashes across the belly of this thing. And we see it like burn with holy fire as it hits the thing. And then I believe that's really all Surge will do for now. He does have a reaction that he can do, and I need to remember to use that if it becomes a thing. But then it's Nestor. So he'll go ahead and I think probably he'll ask you, Anna, who should I shoot? Looks like Takewee's in a bit of trouble.
That one looks low, right? That one looks hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big guy.
Noted. We'll do Birthright.
Oh, I forgot about my boon of irresistible offense.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember what that does. I'll look that up.
Yeah, you should.
Just probably means I took less damage.
He will go ahead and swear vengeance on this guy because he hasn't done that yet today. Which will give him another 3d6 both times, right? Oh, when you make it and you have an advantage. I see. No. When you make it against your sword owner, you have advantage on it. In addition, okay. So another 22 damage. And it's almost dead, right? We see 2 of the snake heads get shot through with one arrow, right? The one snake head gets pinned into the other as they both die and flop against the body. And yeah, it looks like it's on its last few heads there. Deli?
Give me a second. I'm trying to find. Okay, I took slashing and poison damage. Okay, I have resistance.
You have resistance.
The bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage you deal always ignore. No, you deal always. Wait. Was this the boon I took?
I mean, if you just said irresistible offense, which makes me think that it's helping your attacks.
But I never do bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage.
I'm
looking at this going like, wait, what did I Did I meant to take this one?
That's a great question.
I feel like I maybe wanted to do like a boon of irresistible defense, but now it's been so long I don't remember. It's irresistible offense. I'll need to look into this later. I'm just looking at this and I'm going, because it's increase your strength or dex, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage you deal always ignores resistance, which are 3 damage types I never really worry about. I maybe was supposed to do. Maybe I thought I took it when you roll d20 for an attack roll. You deal extra damage to the target equal to the ability score of that feat by this feat. This does not sound at all familiar. I will look into this. I will look into this between turns.
No
I had a lightning bolt up, didn't I? This is
Yeah,
a
call
problem with
lightning.
concentration spells. What
Sounds
level
right.
was it at? Which spell slot am I missing? I'm missing 6th level spell slot. Because I have not cast heal or sunbeam, so it's got to be 6th level.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there's not a good place to cast this because everyone's spread out.
You should be able to cast it over here, though, right? Somewhere between these.
No,
two
there's not a good place to cast it. I can hit any one creature, but I'm not hitting multiple.
but not two. Okay,
That's the problem. But if the big guy is the big
this guy's
threat,
pretty
then-
close. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with kill stealing.
Nice. Okay.
Is
Dex save.
or 34.
Hey, you got a
He
pretty high
fails.
save. He's dead.
Woo!
And the thing
Just strikes the
falls.
last head and he turns into a lightning rod.
Yes, yeah, it goes through that last head that's still arised or
And then
risen.
Takewee isn't afraid.
That was
maybe.
the idea.
Let me check. What.
If there's nothing to be afraid of, right?
Well, that's the issue is what it says is any creature of the anathema's choice, other than a snake or a yuan that starts his turn within 30 feet of the anathema, must make this thing or become frightened of snakes and yuan. A frightened target can repeat the saving throw. Oh, wait a second. We've been repeating it. Technically, you should have been able to repeat this. Yeah, okay. It's an ongoing effect. I thought it was like maybe a thing that just happened and was like true about them for a while, but no. Yeah, so I think Takewee's fine. The thing is just so scary as a bunch of snakes that it's like, okay, I'm afraid of all snakes now. Sweet, well done. Is that the first time you've killed something with a call lightning?
I don't remember. I've cast Call Lightning so freaking much.
Yeah.
Can you send? Well, actually, I probably have it somewhere.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see if I can find the page with the feats, but I might need you to send me what
Looking
you
at
had
your
sent us before again. Oh, maybe this was it. Oh, I think I wrote down the wrong one. I'm seeing what I may have been looking at more. Boon of energy resistance.
Yes, that sounds right.
Because boon of irresistible offense increases strength or dex. Those are
Very
things I
useless
don't
for you.
ever
Yeah.
use. Energy resistance gains resistance to two damage types. Energy redirection. I'll keep looking into this, but I'm guessing that's the one I was actually meaning to pick.
Yeah, that seems correct. I remember
It
that.
makes so much more sense than what I actually wrote down.
Mm-hmm. All right, Audrey.
I take guns and I pew the guy below me.
Do it.
Okay. And I'll steady aim so I can use sneaky sneak.
I'm imagining because you're not quite as high up as Anna is that we see you just like land on his shield as that's upraised and shoot him in the face.
It's like, hey, how's it going?
Because again, most of this is like very Peter Pan-esque, right? Where you're kind of like
Yeah.
flipping around, and because you can walk on the air, you don't have to actually fly.
I'm just flossing on his shield.
Yes. All right, go for it.
Pistol button.
Hit.
Yay. Sneak attack. Don't fail me now.
Were you steady aiming, by the way?
Yes. I thought I said I did that, but
You may have. Very nice. So that's 27.
yay.
Not dead, but yeah, definitely bloody at this point.
Well, I'll shoot again.
Mm-hmm. Hit. Well done.
He's dead?
Nope. Not
I
yet.
shoot again.
Nice. Yep. All hits.
Yay.
They don't have that high of an armor class, so.
You
Cool.
don't need to rub it in.
Wasn't intentionally rubbing it in, but now that you mention it, I'll mention it even more. Very well. Yep, you definitely land on the shield and shoot him in the face a bunch of time, then flip away before you can do anything to you.
And now my bonus.
Hey, and you shoot one more time. Nice. Yep,
Ooh.
still not dead, but very close. You think with one more shot like that, he would be dead.
Is 61 plus 12 good? It make him hurt? It make him
yes, very
sad?
much.
It make him scared? It make him flee? It make him surrender and make him join the
Uh,
party?
Oh, no. No.
Oh.
In fact, none of those things. All right, it's Benedict's turn. And he will... I mean, honestly, at this point, you'll probably don't even need him anymore. But he'll go ahead and...
We need him to heal Anna.
Right. But after this fight, it won't matter, right? So I think he's just going to move back and attack this thing. He has the Crusher feat anyway. Why not? But I forgot he can't hit anything. So, yeah. Here we go. And then, can he make an unarmed strike as a monk, as a first level monk? Just as a bonus action?
I believe
that works.
so. I feel like that happens right away.
Well, he misses, so it doesn't matter. It's all right. I don't think there was really any reason for me to use a bunch of spells with him right now. Anna.
Okay, I zoom down to hit the thing.
Do it.
And I'm
Should be able
gonna
to kill.
zoom down to flank with Deli.
Right, yep.
Oh, I'm on the wrong tab.
Hello?
Whoa, there you go.
Nice. And you're
Let's see.
flying down too.
11 damage. 17 damage.
That kills him.
Yay.
Crack it across his face and he goes down. Well done.
Okay, so that was like 35 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm gonna attack this one.
With advantage as well.
Yes.
Miss. Hit.
Yeah, that one. 9 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then is there a way to fly over this creature to be in the room with like Benedict? Or no?
Yeah.
I would like to go
Sounds good.
in there and be like, "Hi, Benedict.
Hey, you don't look so good.
Thanks for noticing finally."
kind of a couple walls in the way. I got you in a second. All right, Takeway, 'tis you.
I'm gonna come over here.
Should be able to finish this
Can
guy
I-
off in a second.
Can I? Is it okay to stand like?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's fine.
You know. Okay.
This bridge is awkwardly in between two squares, so.
Okay. And then let's go.
Hit. Nice. Hit. Nice.
That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Hit him on the back a couple times, and he tries to whirl around, but now he's surrounded, right? So he's trying to defend from both angles. I think he will... I don't know who he attacks. He's very... This is not going super well for him. Oh! Haha! I forgot they had legendary actions. It's fine. I think it will just attack you since you just attacked it. Seems like the most natural thing to happen here. It will go ahead and do a bite. I assume that misses.
Yep. Miss.
Constrict, miss. Scimitar, miss. All right. Farewell, UNT.
Good riddance.
Mm-hmm. Sunblade from Surge hits. 7 slashing. Surge will go ahead and smite again. Another 27. It's very close to being dead, and he will hit it one more time with his Sunblade and kill it. And the Yuan-Ti falls bloodied. And it's about that time that you look around and you see, or you hear probably that the sounds of fighting have faded, and the Yuan-Ti fortress has been cleared out once and for all from all of these terrible, terrible snakes, and good riddance to all of them.
Hooray for racism!
Yes, indeed. Well, I mean, in all fairness, we have an entire subplot going where it's like, these are the good Yuan-Ti because they don't cannibalize people. So, yeah. These Yuan-Ti could not be reasoned with and were put down. So, there you go. And I think we probably just get a shot of the aftermath of this with everybody meeting up with the Jade Ravens again and all the other Order of the Bitter Curtain members from Scuttle Cove that were on this raid. And you probably see the Jade Ravens all standing in victory over this giant, even bigger than this anathema you fought, right? This big old Yuan-Ti guy, very abominable looking, terrible, many snake-headed thing. And they're all, I mean, honestly, it's probably cooler to say you guys all race to help the Jade Ravens do this, and you get there just in time to see them all work together, all four of them together once again, take down this giant thing. We see them all do their own individual specialties and kill this thing, right? And it crosses to the black stone of the volcanic fortress. And I mean, honestly, that's basically it, right? The Jade Ravens have been secured as allies and will join you, of course, in the coming fight. Is there anything else you would like to say or do with them here in Scuttle Cove before you leave?
Which one was the one that was obsessed with my wild magic?
That would be Leandra Bastos.
Was it a male or female? I don't remember.
It's a female. Yeah, she was obsessed with Maddox. She thought he was dreamy.
Would she have anything to say about? Would she be disappointed by the fact that I'm no longer wild?
I don't think she notices. Not because, and mostly just because she's excited to have Zon back, and they are working as a team. It seems like all the Jade Ravens have kind of put their weird idiosyncrasies that were keeping them from working as a very unified team behind them. Their various traumas and trials have not only brought them together, but matured them as people. They've had a campaign to mature as well, and so I think Leandra and the rest of them just kind of are chatting in victory with each other and with you. But yeah, I don't think Leandra goes over and is I'm so disappointed.
I just remember that random detail from one of them.
Yeah. And that might be something that Deli notices, right? When Leandra comes over, she cringes slightly, thinking oh, no, the obsessive goth chick is going to talk to me again. And then she doesn't, right? She gives you a hug and then just kind of thanks you for bringing Zon back. And that's
you're taller.
yeah, you're taller than I remember you. I like it.
Grow up so fast nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. Pats your cheek. No, I think she would treat you as a long lost sister sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anything else? Before we move on to the next stage of our adventure here.
Go to the level select screen.
Well, you see the end of the level in front of you, right? Where you go through this portal and it will go to the next thing.
So we turn around, get all the collectibles we missed.
Yeah, this is your last chance to go through the fortress one more time and get all the collectibles.
I mean, honestly, is there stuff here worth looting?
No. And if there were, we wouldn't pay attention to it at all.
I want to fill a bag of holding with lava.
I'm
kidding.
Okay, all right.
Although,
cool. I mean, it would be cool.
That is an option.
It's technically something you could do.
I'm not sure how effective that's going to be considering the enemies that we have to face.
Not. One thing actually that's neat of the ability I have, it didn't really matter, but I can choose resistances to energy and use the reaction to redirect any damage I take of that type back to something else.
Yeah.
So it's redirect lightning sort of thing. Yonko arrow.
Of course.
Wait, am I understanding it right that you can redirect it as light, it's like you take it in as lightning and then you send it back out as water kind of thing?
No, it's When you take damage of one of the chosen energy resistances benefit, you can take a reaction to direct damage of the same type toward another creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself that isn't behind total cover. If you do so, that creature must take a dex save or take 2d12 damage.
Okay.
Not
thought-
enough. Not a lot, but it's something.
I'm like, wait, you could just like take. For some reason, I thought you could take it and change the type of the damage that it was after you were sending it back out. I'm like, that's crazy.
No, literally just redirect it.
It's I'm rubber, you're glue, the spell.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Did you guys bring Harpo with you?
I believe
Was that
so.
what- was
Yeah,
that
he's
what
riding on the lava.
happened? Not here. I meant like in general.
I think we
I-
did.
I'd have to give me a second. Let me check my notes. I think I saw that we brought him with.
Tie him to the back of the sea wyvern.
Go to the Isle of Dread. Bring Harpo is what I have written down.
Perfect. And now, of course, you've gone to Scuttle Cove. And yeah, I think it's time to go to the Feywild, yeah? And talk to the Genie Synod. Yeah. How are you getting there? I know you guys have plane shift with, and I think you have a tuning fork to the Feywild now.
I think I do, yeah.
So you could sail in the Sea Wyvern to wherever the spot is, right? Where the Genie Synod city is, and then from there, plane shift yourself to that side. Is that the plan?
Think.
Yeah.
Let me
Wait.
double check what I have.
Because your wake portal can transport you guys to the soul realm, I believe, is what it can do. Though, I mean, Audrey, you could always try to modify it so it can go anywhere, right?
I mean, that's kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do
Yeah,
that.
that seems like a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, I've got plane shift and a tuning fork to the Feywild.
And we could even say that this was maybe something you did in the past, right? Technically, when you were in Calabar, you had access to the collectors and who made the wake portal for you guys in the first place, and the resources of the verdict, right? So that probably is what happened. Yeah, let's go ahead and make that roll. I'm thinking we need a DC 40.
For what? For the wake portal?
To change the wake portal to be able to go to any plane instead of just the soul realm.
Sorry, it looks like your session has expired. Please exit the game and log back in.
Well, I guess you can't go to the Feywild.
I guess
Roll
this
20
is
has
goodbye
decreed it.
forever. Audrin just collapses. So I'll close roll 20 and open it back up and launch the game again. And I wait for it to load again. And then I click Audrin again, and then I wait again. Okay, it worked this time. So what am I rolling?
Arcana, of course.
And am I rolling this with advantage, assumed?
Yes. There'd be no
Okay.
reason you couldn't. Flash of Genius,
Yep.
and you're there.
Yay.
Now, let's talk about this for a second. Flash of Genius is an instantaneous thing, yeah?
I imagine this would take longer than that.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Technically, this is probably a larger sequence.
You gain the ability to come up with solutions under pressure. When you or another creature you can see within 30 feet make an ability check or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to add your intelligence mod to the roll.
Yeah.
I imagine this is more than a reaction.
I think so.
This.
Yeah. And I'm honestly very surprised that I set a DC 40 thinking it's totally easy for Jordan to hit this. But I guess that was because of Flash of Genius. Yeah, I think you haven't quite figured it out, right? You worked pretty hard with the collectors and with the verdict, but I mean, even you, Audrin, cannot just invent an entirely new magic technology overnight, right? Or at the very least, I guess you didn't invent it, but you can't just immediately expand it overnight. This is something you're working on, and you could probably try again. But I think for now, I don't know.
So do we want to go somewhere first? And do we know approximately where the Genie Synod is?
Yeah, you actually, well, that's probably another roll. Audrin, you want to make a Arcana or whoever else? I mean, usually it's Audrin making these rolls, so. Yeah, with a 30 on this roll, I think that's good enough to know where the Genie City is. I don't think I ever came up with.
Would it be easier to travel in this world, then transfer to the Feywild, or go to the Feywild and go
Given
there?
your current capabilities, yes.
Which
I
one?
also
Because I said
think
two things.
To travel in the overworld before going into the Feywild. I think it's just best to spend the least amount of time in the Feywild that we can.
That is
It is
very
an
true.
unpredictable land.
Going on the ocean in the Feywild sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we're going to be leaving people with the Sea Wyvern then?
That's a good question.
Because we can't. Wait.
Plane shift to 8 people. 9.
Yeah, we can't We can't plane shift the boat with us. We have to do this on land.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that would be the idea, though. So what I'm about to tell you, though, is I'm trying to figure out a name for this city off the top of my head. Yeah, let's do this one. So this is the Genie City on the coast of Africa here in the Feywild is Ataromi.
It's a weird way to spell Disneyland.
And the idea here is that it's a city with all 4 genie types, right? Now, the genies of Africa, right, are different than the genies of, say, the Middle East, right? If you go to the Middle East, you would have very kind of Aladdin, Middle Eastern mythology type genies that you're dealing with there, right? With various courts in that sense. But here in Africa, the genies are tied to the elements way more, right? Remember the Igbaye and the Tieflings, their whole religion was based on elemental stuff, right? They viewed all of the different like spirits of the spiritual world, right, as elementals in various capacities, right? You had the lesser elementals and the greater elementals, which were the gods. And the genies, you're thinking, Audrin, with your 30 Arcana here, they're probably somewhere in the middle between those two categories, right? They are probably the, lieutenants and sergeants of the gods controlling all the lesser elementals beneath them, right? They're the elemental lords under the great kings and queens that were the gods of the Igbaye pantheon. Now, they probably have been disconnected from that mythology, though, that religion, for quite some time, right? Probably ever since the Igbaye Empire fell. They were probably much more involved in all of that stuff before that empire fell. And since the Igbaye were reduced back to like tribalism and stuff, they've kind of disconnected themselves from them. But yeah, Ataromi is the great city of the genies here on the west coast, it's kind of the central west coast. It's kind of straddling those two areas. It's not quite in the same region as Calabar. You have to go south more, but it's still on the coast. It's on the African coast here, and so you can very easily, with the Sea Wyvern, sail there, go on the land, and plane shift, and you will be right there at the city, the great city of the genies, Ataromi, and the Genie Synod should be there. As far as you know, Jordan or Audrin, all 4 genie types are there. So it's likely some sort of like great elemental city between them. And
wait, are we gonna get there? They're gonna see us with Harpo, and they're gonna be like, "The frick you doing with him?"
Yes, possibly.
Okay, let's go into this cautiously then.
Yes.
I mean, are we bringing
Consequences of
Harpo?
the thing that I was talking about last session. What do you know?
Yeah.
I thought the whole reason we were going is so we could tell them to release Harpo.
I mean,
yes,
we can talk to them about him without.
I thought that we were going to bring him as a peace offering and say, "Hey, here's Harpo. Work with."
That was one idea. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I knew we were bringing him for a reason.
I think it was suggested, right, that technically you might not need Harpo if you can get the entire Genie Synod on your side, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they can grant you a wish. Supposedly, Harpo was this great wish giver who could like give powerful wishes, but there are other genies.
Then he wished to know how many licks were in the Tootsie to get to a Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop, and he accessed too dark of knowledge for the world.
Yep. But yeah, I think the idea was to bring Harpo, but like make it clear to the genies when you got there, we don't want to mess with your laws. We are here to offer Harpo to you. He's been wandering around. You probably should do something with this guy. Right.
Got it.
That was what I remember from last time we talked about it. Which makes
Out of
sense. It also does mean though that you can't bring one person that you maybe would have brought initially, I think, because you do have to transport Harpo as well.
Just out of curiosity, Caleb, do you know what Harpo did?
Yeah, I already revealed this to you guys a couple seasons ago. He told you that the wish that he granted killed an entire pantheon of gods.
Do we know exactly what that wish was, though?
No, I don't think he described it to you, really.
Okay, that's what I was curious about.
Yeah. Basically, the sense you got was that Harpo, I mean, you know Harpo. Harpo is a very carefree kind of guy. Nothing really seems to face him. And he seems to give wishes. He seems to give wishes willy-nilly, right? Like, and that was the main reason that the genie Synod like imprisoned him is like, you're too reckless, you're too careless, you don't think about the wishes you're granting. And so it seems likely that like the real sin, the greater sin was probably on the part of whatever mortal came to him to get this wish. Like that person worded it in a very careful way that would allow such a thing to occur. And even if Harpo realized the consequence of the wish, he granted it anyway. But yeah, you don't really know what the like greater consequences of killing an entire pantheon of gods was exactly, but obviously that's a bad thing. That would have had dire consequences. I think he revealed to you what it was. I think he did reveal that it was the Hindu pantheon. And as a reminder, like in our world, all the gods have been real at one point in time and then successively died off as history went on. And the very last pantheon of gods from our world that existed were the Mesoamerican gods. But yeah, there you go. So is the plan to just sail there, transport yourselves, and go head over there with Harpo?
I think that works. So when we get there, what is the plan? Are we going to try to convince them? Are we going to try to use Harpo as, hey, here's this guy? Are we going to try to be like, hey, you should free him so he can do the opposite of what he did with that bad wish?
Yeah. All options.
So let's figure out first how many people can we bring. So
yeah, that's not right now. So we need these. Yeah, I think you can bring everybody. Because then 6 would be.
You went up to 8 willing creatures, so we can bring 3 more.
Well, including the caster too, right?
Yeah.
8. It's 8 other willing creatures.
You and up to right, so 9. Okay, yeah. I was reading that as just 8 willing creatures. So yeah.
So then it would just be this.
I'm
right?
included.
It would be Nestor, Surge, and Benedict. And you still technically have room for one more, even. I don't know if there's anyone in particular you want to bring, but
is there anyone else even there?
I don't believe so. I don't think there was any other NPC that was with you currently. You could bring one of the Jade Ravens, I suppose, but I doubt they'd want to split up.
Yeah, they're like, no, we just got the band back together.
We got to give each other hugs.
We need Michael.
Michael?
Yeah, Michael Wazowski.
Okay.
To act as our attorney.
Okay.
So he can draft up the proper wish for us.
Okay.
No, we don't know to draft up a wish necessarily, though.
I mean, if all goes well, that will be the end of this whole sequence. Is you get a wish from either Harpo or the Genie Synod.
Can we just wish for Demogorgon to blow up? Never come back.
You could, and it likely wouldn't work.
Oh, that's a pretty crummy wish.
Yep. I mean, for all intents and purposes,
voice in my head.
That literally the entire time I've been planning this sequence, Jordan, the only thing I could think of was Fairly Odd Parents. It was impossible to get it out of my head.
You are against the rules.
The rules. Yeah, exactly. That was all I could think of. Yep.
Boom happen. Boom happen outside.
Lightning.
No. Fireworks.
Shall we go and plane shift then?
I believe so.
Alyssa?
Thumbs up.
Okay.
Sounds good. So it takes you some days to travel there. I need to figure out how much time has passed, but I don't know
It's
off the top of my head.
Currently July 17th, last I had written down.
Yep. I will figure out how much time it took to travel and update that when I get a chance. You guys get to the West African coast here. Find the spot that Audrin knows from his lore. And I assume you basically go on the shore and you have Harpo like within the, you're probably all standing in the shallows of the shore, right? So you can be next to Harpo in the boat. And then you cast plane shift.
We don't get swarmed when they see us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I haven't described it yet.
Okay.
You don't know. You don't know. Trying to find
Teleport.
my description of the city here real quick. Where is this? Now I wrote it down. That's annoying. Guess I just have to remember it. So you are transported to a very, more wild version of the jungle and the shore that you are currently standing on. And when you, at first, that's all that really changes is, everything looks a little bit more wild and primal. But as you look up, to your left, you see rising above the water here, the coast, is a great multifaceted city made out of the 4 elements, right? So you, seaward, you have a great, watery elemental part of the city, which is made with like elegant curves and lots of kind of like architecture that's maybe reminiscent of, it looks like it's just like some like coral and other like kind of living creatures that are being, that's like it's designed after this architecture is. And goes out into the water. There's docks and ships and things, right? And then you see directly opposite of it, at the base of the city, is a giant volcano, right? Kind of at the back of the city, and up on the tiers of the slope of the volcano is an entire like obsidian city built for the fire elementals, the fire the Efreet. And then on the left and right, you have a great, where you are standing is probably the earth side, right? The Tao. Those genies, and it's earthy, jungly. It seems like jungle is the kind of vibe that it has there. It's like built with trees and stuff, like tree houses and other stuff like that. Very, very natural and earthy looking. And then across from it, you see kind of like a bunch of elegant, very high towery structures. Some of which are just floating in thin air, right? And aren't actually connected to anything at all. And so you have arrived at Aromi, the city of the genie, here in the Feywild. And you don't get immediately swarmed by whoever, but it's probably only a matter of time. What do you do? Y'all hop into Harpo's rowboat and paddle yourselves to the dock. And if you would have rather have been like somewhere right near a dock that you just like tie Harpo to, we could have done that instead. Could have been in the water district already.
If only I hadn't gotten rid of my last 2 rowboats.
Yeah. That sounds like it's simpler. Let's just say that you're basically right next to the first of like the great like harbor structures that's at the coastal side of the city. And it's easy enough to at least pull Harpo with a rope over towards it and start getting him tied up. But of course, it's only a matter of time before it looks like a bunch of Jinn, the air elemental, who seem to be flying above the city, like patrolling and stuff. 2 of them land next to you, these air genies, and have their big scimitars, and they say, "Who are you? What do you do? What are you doing in the city of Ataromi?" And you recognize one of them. It's the same soldier that told you off about Harpo so long ago. It was patrolling the material plane looking for Harpo. I don't think you ever got the guy's name, but yeah, you recognize him.
All right, guys, what are we actually doing here? what's the actual plan?
I mean, I feel like we could be like, we brought you like someone that I think you're looking for.
Yeah, I think Audrin. Go ahead, Alyssa.
I was gonna say, I'm almost wondering because I really doubt that the Genie Synod is going to actually like physically fight with us.
Mhm.
I'm almost wondering if we can ask them for a wish to like turn one of Demogorgon's generals against him to get that extra advantage or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how we would convince them of that, but that was just an idea that I just had before
Good thought.
before we get into it.
Write that down. Write that down. Like sincerely, actually write that down. Somebody write that down. I guess Audrin will say, "We brought you a Harpo."
He frowns. I know you. What have you done? Why have you brought him back here? He is cursed. He is cursed to wander the material plane forever.
Did we know he was cursed to wander the material plane forever?
Well, he probably wouldn't say that because he ended up in the soul realm too. So you just wander the multiverse forever.
Okay, what's
The problem is that we keep running into him.
And we're getting tired of it.
like?
If you don't want us to be tempted, I don't think Takely would say it that way, but like,
Yeah.
you know, that essentially she would just be like, we have run into him a total of like
5
six times
Yeah.
in the course of like 6 months.
Yeah.
What?
And I'm just saying, if we've run into him this many times, and also he was like on a boat with like some other demons, if you don't want someone to get a hold of him that will do the wrong thing and release him, there needs to be something else done about this guy.
Or if he's accidentally wandering into the soul realm on occasion or anywhere else, you never know when somebody with unhelpful aspirations decides to find ways to try to take his power.
Yeah, you can see that he, as you've been talking, he's been about to offer various counter points, right, counter objections, but he never quite says them. And the guy with him like keeps looking at him like as if he's waiting for the guy to talk. And this this Genie, who you don't know the name of still, I
never thought I'd see this Genie again.
But he's frowning at you, and I'd like you to make a persuasion check to see if you can convince him that this is indeed like something's wrong, right? Because if you succeed, he'll be like, "Okay, we got to take this to the Synod," right?
Who's got that persuasion?
Not me.
I believe Takeaway is usually the one who rolls it.
I think she is.
I think I have like slightly better persuasion than everybody, just like by 1.
I believe so.
You have like a 9, right?
I have a +9, yes.
Yep.
All right.
With advantage.
Advantage? Okay.
Yep, you and Audrin are tag teaming it.
I'll flash a genius it.
Oh yeah, of course, why not? So start keeping track of those, because this might matter, right?
I've got it in my character sheet.
Okay, perfect. So he frowns and he says, normally I would just send you on your way, but you may be right. Something may be wrong. I will leave Harpo under guard here in the Merid district, and I think the rest of you should come with me. The Synod will want to speak with you.
That's the plan.
Okay.
Perfect. We want to speak with them too.
I
Everybody
cannot
just is-
I cannot guarantee that they will be pleased with this turn of events. But yes,
It's probably better that this is happening than whatever this might be leading to.
yeah,
For our
He
sake,
nods.
and for the Genie Synod's sake, and maybe even for Harpo's sake.
well, I don't care for Harpo, but you may be right. This way. And I think he like waves down something, and you see a kind of like it looks like a kind of a brass chariot type looking thing, but it has no horses, and it's just kind of flying in the air. It kind of like swoops down, and he says, "Get in."
All hail the magic cab.
Yeah, it's that's sort of kind of what it is. It's like a open chariot style little cab thing made out of like shiny metal. And I assume everybody kind of like piles into the thing and.
Did you guys ever watch Cash Cab?
Mm-mm.
You guys never. Emily knows. There was a show. I forget which channel it was even on, but there was a show for a while called Cash
Hosted by
Cab.
Ben Bailey.
Yes. Hosted by Ben Bailey. You get into the cab and you think that it's just a normal
Mhm.
cab driver, and then it's a game show that you try to earn money on your way to whatever your destination is.
Nice, that's fun.
So I
And
just
if you got the
imagine, like,
answers wrong, they kicked you out.
yes, and you had to call another cab.
That's really fun.
But I'm just imagining, like, we get into this cab and
This
like,
guy turns to you. Welcome
and
to Cash Chariot.
Gosh, and then the main Jin is like, no, not now.
Right, yeah,
all
the genie in the chariot with you, right? Who's like taking the same cab as you. He's like, no, not again. But yes, you pile in, and honestly, like, this guy is just flying next to you because he kind of flies with a whirlwind, right? This little tornado appears around his legs and just, flies off. But he's like flying next to the chariot as it's like going up. And you see towards the center of the city where all four elements meet, of course, right? There is a kind of large, white marble building. Looks like some sort of like, political building of some sort, right? Senate Hall, something like that. Very, maybe like, shiny stone. And as you're going, he introduces himself officially, just so we have his name here, as Captain Oruven. And basically just, I don't know if he says a whole lot more. He just kind of like gives you his name and learns yours officially, and then kind of describes in very general details what will be waiting for you there, right? Like the Synod, all the lords of the Genie, all there they're in session right now, right? They're having some sort of like meeting, and this might be, we'll have to interrupt them, but this might be important enough to do so, basically, is what he says. Do you have any questions or any comments for him?
You have magnificent teeth. No, I
Do your feet get cold with all that wind?
No, I'm immune to cold.
I was not okay.
I actually don't know if that's true, but maybe. Nope, they're immune to lightning and thunder. That makes sense. My feetsies do get cold, but
my feetsies get cold, but I use the lightning to warm them back up.
Exactly. Yeah, if you don't have any questions for him, you guys arrive at the Great Hall of the Genie. And you see lots of different genies there, right? Of all the different types. You have the Marids, the Ifrit, the Dao, and the Jinn. Marids are the water ones. Ifrit are the fire ones. Dao are the earth ones. And Jinn are the air ones. And all four types are in session here, right? Kind of like a Roman Republic style. Everybody's wearing like fancy robes and things and shouting at each other in some sort of forum. And you see the people who are likely going to be the heads of the situation. And honestly, as you get, the chariot lands, and you guys are ushered into the place. And as you're getting closer, Oru like is leaning down next to you and basically like pointing out the four main lords, just so you have the context when you actually enter. And he points out, that is Tavan Kai, the Dao Lord. He is. Oh, what is his title? No, did I not write it down? Where is it? Why did I not copy up this important information? They all have cool, fancy titles. Didn't write it in the right place. All right. Taban Kai is the regent of the Green Crown. That's what he says. And then the Taban Kai is kind of like a well, let's hear. Let me actually just pull out the. So these are at least. Let me bring guys to just a blank map here. And of course, it's dark. Turn dynamic lighting off. So this is what a DAO typically looks like. At least this is the token that I have for the Great DAO Lord. So you have Taban Kai, the Regent of the Green Crown. So he doesn't, again, these are more like going to be more Middle Eastern depictions of them, but imagine them all in various like fancy kind of more Igbo robes and headdresses and things. Various African skin, hides of animals from Africa and stuff like that. This guy in particular looks very earthy and tribal in that sense, right? He has like maybe a zebra skin or something like that as part of his getup. But he has this deep kind of like brown red skin, and he seems very calm and collected as he stands there, and he's just listening right now to the arguments being made, and they're arguing about something that you don't. I don't know if anyone speaks the languages they would. Did anyone? You speak primordial? Wait, right? Though I suppose the primordial here, this might be old world primordial instead of new world primordial. I think you probably understand some of the words, Takewee, but it's a different dialect than you're used to, so you're missing things. But they're speaking, the language that ties all four elements together, right? So Taban Kai introduces the region of the Green Crown, and then you have Azrak Val, the Supreme General of the Red Mountain, right? The Red Mountain being obviously the mountain behind you. As you enter the forum, you see it imposing above the city. And Azrak Val is a very tall, red-skinned Efreet with like armor, but he seems very severe. Not necessarily angry, but like very severe and disciplined, and he doesn't smile. And right now he is in an argument with the other guy that is pointed out here, Bombo Kor, who is the Merid leader. He is he's introduced as the high boss of the Laughing Deep. And Bombo Kor is saying something that Takewee you kind of partially recognize as like he's trying to defend himself. Something about like Azrak Val is pointing out like, it was your responsibility, Bombo, to ensure that the prison's defense is held. It is your head will be, and then you miss part of it. If something, if this is to happen, and you're getting bits and pieces of this, but they're arguing. And Bombo he's this very rotund Merid, right? Very similar to the Harpo token that we have. Let me pull that out real quick. Right, so like big fat, kind of fishy looking genie guy, and
seems like the kind of guy that when the water does the jiggles, he brings the giggles.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems like somebody that I'd nickname Bombo number 4. Bombo number Core. Sorry.
Yeah. So he says, my crew is doing everything they can to ensure that the coral grows properly. But coral takes time to grow, and something is happening. Something is changing about the water. That deep down, things of the pressures you don't understand. You're a freak. And they're arguing about something. And then lastly, but not leastly, the captain introduces Zephyri Maku, the voice of the Four Winds, who is... He's a very finely dressed djinn. He, more than any of the others, does kind of look more like cosmopolitan, Middle Eastern genie-like. He probably has like the kind of Middle Eastern, like a turban and various stuff like that. But he is sitting on his like high seat here, and he seems slightly relaxed, and he has a hand on his chin, and he's listening to the proceedings, and then he'll he breaks in and tries to like play mediator between the two sides and says something about like, "Now, General, we cannot just point fingers. We are all bound by the pact. We must all ensure that the prison's defenses hold, and all of us are responsible for our individual portions of that defense." And then again, most of you are not understanding this, but Takewee is catching it for the most part. And honestly, maybe Oru is filling you in on some of it as you're waiting to be announced. And this last guy, the Jinn, the Supreme General breaks in at that point and is arguing with Zephyri, basically being like, "The chains of the Ifrit have held. There was nothing wrong with them. Not a single time has our portion of the defense failed." And then they start arguing again. And after not too much longer after that, Oru probably pushes you forward and says, "Now it is time. I will go speak to my lord, and we will get you introduced. Be prepared to speak quickly and do not take offense." Tensions are high. In some ways, you have come at a very inopportune moment, but I believe that the fates have aligned to lead us to this. Something has to be done either way.
Then let us begin with the Jinn.
I don't think we'll be offended by anything. I just hope we don't offend them.
Yeah, he nods. He's like, "Yes, I hope so as well." And then he goes and walks up to the high seat where the voice of the Four Winds, Zephyri Maku, is up there, and because that's his Jinn Lord, right? So he goes up and whispers in the guy's ear. And Zephyri looks down at the four of you who are now standing kind of like near where you would enter like the middle of the chamber where like someone would maybe speak to all four lords at once. And then Zephyri like holds up a hand and stands, and everybody looks at him and pays attention at that point. And he says, my lords, we have visitors that we must attend to." And the others frown, and Tavan Kai says, "We do not have time for visitors. We have a crisis on our hands." And Zephyri says, "I believe we may have found the solution to our crisis."
Ah, crap.
Please, the four of you, come forward.
Are they're speaking in common now? So like we
Yeah.
heard all that. Okay.
That last bit was in common.
Okay. Sure.
Specifically just the only thing. So Takewee, you caught we may have a solution. You did catch that part in Primordial here, but the only thing they actually say in common is you four come here.
Okay.
And so yeah, you're again, it's like a white marble stone in the middle of like this kind of forum with columns all around. And you're expected to kind of stand, and it's like lower than everybody else, right? Even the people on the sides of the forum are higher than you are, right? You go down, so everybody is above you, and are looking down on you. These visitors have brought with them the very source of our distress, Zephyri says. And people are muttering, and what? It seems that the weakening of the prison's chains may have something to do with our intrepid trickster himself. Please, travelers, what light can you share on the villain Harpo? And everyone like, whoa, Harpo, what? Oh.
Your lordships, we first encountered Harpo ago, and since then we've run into him in this place, in this place, in this place, in this place.
My adventure friends and I have found Harpo frozen in a rowboat, and ever since...
And we think Harpo...
No, I didn't like Harpo at first, but I grew to love him over time. Go ahead.
We don't, like, we understand something has... We understand that there is some curse on him that he is to wander aimlessly throughout the multiverse?
Yeah.
However, it seems incredibly unlikely for us to have run into him more than one. I mean, even once is pretty crazy, but 6 times is something
Six
like
times.
something's weird.
On multiple realms, just so you know.
Yeah, we've seen him in the
We haven't
material
even-
realm and in the soul realm.
We haven't even been looking for him. He just shows up.
And if we have seen him multiple times, we fear that there may be darker forces that might be running into him as well.
Tavan Kai, the more kind of earthy, he looks very civilized. He... No, civilized isn't the right word. He looks very... I don't want to say down to earth because that's basically a pun. I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
He's
It's
well
fine.
grounded. No,
Yeah, exactly. Anything I would say would just be an earth pun, basically. But that is what I'm trying to get across. And he's looking at you, severely or not severely, seriously, and he says, Harpo's curse should ensure that he is never seen by the same person twice. The curse ensures such a thing, does it not? And other members of the Genie said it, like, nod or like argue with someone next to them or whatever. And Tavan Kai says, if the bounds of the curse have failed, then of course the prison is weakening. And I think Osrock Val, the Supreme General of the Red Mountain, shouts with a booming voiceover and says, how can we trust these visitors? They have not provided us proof of their words. This could all be a trick.
would anybody like to cast Zone of Truth?
Yeah, I think Zafiri at that point says, yes, let us bring a cleric out and we will get this all sorted out. I'm sure that the visitors they will be forthright with all the information they have. Is that not correct?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't we be? We literally came here to have this conversation with you. We have no reason to keep any of this information from you.
And I think Bombo says, well, you have one reason, and that's if you want Harpo's wish for yourself. And then
If we
people are
wanted that, we
shouting
wouldn't. If we wanted that, we wouldn't have come here.
Also, if we wanted a wish at all, why would we bring him to you? I mean, why would we need Harpo's wish if we could? We're literally in the Genie Synod.
Yeah, and Zafiri says, he claps his hands in front of him like this and kind of steeples his fingers and says, yes, why indeed? Why indeed would you want the most powerful genie to ever grant a wish to give you one? Well, it is for that exact reason, my friends. Now, I believe you, of course, and I'm sure that with time and the proper spell work, we will come to the bottom of this. But you must understand there are pieces to this puzzle you may not understand. Harpo has been sought after for millennia. He knows how to empower a wish in such a manner. And just kind of, drifts off.
And he's the only one that's able to do this?
Tavan Kai says, no, Bombo says, well, with the power of the Synod, of course we can work wonders ourselves. And then Azrak Val says, do not tempt them to attack us.
We
Do
are
you not
not
understand-
here to do any such thing.
Do you not understand the ways of mortals? They thieve. They take what they want whenever they can get it. They abuse the spirits of the other realms, as they see fit. We have no reason to trust them.
Once again,
But then, yeah.
Zone of Truth.
But again, Zafiri's already like calling someone forward, right? And there's some like Jinn cleric that like goes down and casts the spell on you. And I assume, you give them the story, right? You basically tell them what you said again.
I give them the story. Yeah, I give them the full story again.
And they are listening intently. And you maybe hear Azrak say under his breath, like, there are ways to trick magic. But, he doesn't actually ever come out and say it. And eventually all the genies are listening to you. And I think Zafiri says, Captain, would you speak on behalf of these visitors? The story that you told me, however brief, may shed some light on this. And Oru goes and like flies down to the center of the Zone of Truth as well, right? And he says, when I met the travelers, they had encountered Harpo, yes. And they did not know, of course, what Harpo was or what he could do. I worried that they would try to free him, and it seemed like they were going to attempt to do so, but when I warned them that what they were doing is breaking the sacred laws of the Genie Synod, they obeyed. They seemed like powerful adventurers. They had skill, they had means, they had power, all that they needed to be stupid. And yet, they were not stupid. I vouch for the travelers, and I believe that we should tell them our troubles and see what they think. I think Tavan Kai at that point says, before we get to anything like that, I would want to hear one last thing from our travelers.
Has Harpo been here the entire time, just sitting in his rowboat?
No,
Okay.
I think he's just on the dock, like surrounded by guards, right? They brought him to some secure facility on the in the water district.
I like to think that they probably said this is the most dangerous djinn of all time, and then it cuts to him being like, "What's up, y'all?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's a bunch of people with spears around him in a circle, and he's in a little puddle of water. And Tavan Kai says, I would want to know further why these travelers are here. They say they have come to bring us Harpo, but is that all they want? Please speak freely. What do you come to the Synod to ask?
Dormammu, I come to bargain.
We seek...
Bombo, I've come to bargain.
Yeah. Sir Bombo, Lord Bombo, I've come to bargain. We are seeking allies and any aid that we can get in our quest.
Bombo says, and what quest might that be?
To bring down Demigorgon.
What? Demogorgon? No. Azrak Val says, you cannot think us fools to trifle with the likes of the demons at a time like this.
That's
One,
exactly.
what do you mean at a time like this? Two, that's why we're seeking allies.
And
What did you
Bombo
say, Alyssa?
okay.
That's basically what you were just about to say.
Okay, sorry.
No,
Bombo
no.
says, oh, sorry, I've forgotten what did you say again? What were the 2 points you made?
One of them was that's why we're seeking allies. The other is
No, it's fine. That's the piece I needed. Zafiri, I think at that point actually speaks up and says, the Genie we have not been in a position of power for some time, and even now our power is waning. There is not much that we can do to offer aid in a time like this, especially with our own crisis.
That's what the first point was. The first point was, what do you mean, at a time like this?
Yeah. And I think Ozrock says, "Go on, Bombo. Tell the outsiders your failure." And Bombo like stiffens and he says, "It will be up to the Synod to decide if we reveal the extent of our sins to outsiders."
From what I heard earlier, you are in need of a solution.
Zephyri smiles and he says, "As I said, my lords, it seems that with Harpo's curse weakening and the prison's chains weakening, fate is trying to tell us something. And I believe they are pointing in the direction of these four right here. I believe that we have a chance to solve our problem and ensure that the Genie are on the rise again." And I think Tavan says, "So you wish allies against Demogorgon, the prince of demons, the one who lies on our doorstep merely 2 planes away, and you ask us, elemental lords lacking an empire, once provided us the resources necessary to command even the smallest of elementals, no longer are for those resources are ours no longer, and you ask us who have remained isolated for as long as we have since the moment the Igbaye Empire fell, to face the very one who caused that empire's downfall. We have not the power, nor the means, nor the desire to do such a thing. The Igbaye have turned even further into demonic clutches. You have heard of their madness." He turns to the other lords, and they'll kind of like nod. "This is inevitable. There is nothing we can do to stop this. The stone was rolled down the slope the very moment the Empire fell, the very moment the mark was given to the Tieflings. The best thing we can do now is secure our own halls." And yeah, Zephyri, go ahead. Zephyri gives you a look like, go on, Travelers. I know you have something to say.
Alone, you're right. You probably cannot do this. That's why we're asking for allies. Alone, we cannot do this either. And you're wrong about the Tieflings. We have seen a few who have resisted Demogorgon himself. There is hope. And we are willing to offer our aid if you will offer yours. We have proven that we are not tempted by Demogorgon and his tricks. Harpo has come to us multiple times. Do you not think that a coincidence? Do you not think that Demogorgon himself potentially orchestrated it? I've thought it myself.
The fall of the Empire?
No, Harpo coming to us multiple times.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's a good argument in your favor.
No, saying that we've been tempted to free him multiple times,
okay.
And we have proven that we will not be tempted by him, and that we stand against him, and that together that we can fight him.
Yeah,
as one, and this is our way of showing you good faith.
Yeah.
I was thinking I could mention who my dad is, but that might actually not be very helpful.
And
My dad works at Nintendo.
You can see that Tavankai is very interested in this, in the Igbaye in particular. He's listening very intently when you say he perks up when you say people have resisted it. And I think they're all, they all have their own little reasons for being doubtful of this or not wanting to get involved. And even Zephyri, who seems like he's been prodding you onward, still, might need to be convinced here. Finally, I do think that the last thing that they ask is, Bombo says, "So you ask for allies. Are we to think that this does not involve a wish? Of course it involves a wish. It always involves a wish. The mortals come to us looking for a wish. So just spit it out. You want a wish from us, do you not?"
If that is... Oh, go ahead, Alyssa.
I was just gonna say it doesn't have to be, and then Audrey can,
Yeah, I think Audrey says, if the greatest aid that you can lend to us is a wish, then we are happy to accept that. If the greatest aid that you're willing to offer us is a wish, then we are happy to accept that. I would also, I think Audrin also, I think Audrin's going to go into a monologue about the pearls, and speaking more on the curse and the madness thing, and how it's been he's seen it reversed, and how he's like already counteracted it. And also, speaking of marks, he would probably bring up the phoenix marks and everything that's happened. And
okay, when you mention a phoenix, they immediately perk up and they say, I think Osrock Val says, what phoenix? The phoenixes are dead.
one
Not
has
all of
risen.
them.
Yeah. He seems very troubled by that. Real quick, Anna, do you want to make an insight check real quick?
Yes. Why are we troubled
you know
about
what?
the Phoenix?
You know what? Well, it's not actually about that. Make an intelligence check for me. I'm sorry.
Me?
Yeah. You'll know why in a second.
Just a straight intelligence check?
Yeah, you're trying to remember something.
Oh, 19.
Now I'm actually trying to remember the specific part of this that might. No, yeah, that's what it was. So as Audrin says that, one thing that you think of, I think, Anna, mainly just because of your connection with maybe I think I got two things mixed up in my head for a second, and so maybe that role didn't make sense. But let me just say what I was going to say, and we'll tie it together here in a second. I think the thing that gets thought of by someone, whether or not it's Anna, is if you mentioned that and they perk up, there are actually probably a couple other things that you've done throughout the campaign that might also win you points in your favor here. One that you maybe remember, Anna, is you did find a shrine to the Feywild in that one dungeon long ago. That was the first thing I thought of, but I think the thing that actually would be more relevant is you also helped restore like a water elemental to its proper domain while you're on your sea voyage.
Was that my potato thing that I did?
No, yeah, the yam.
Yam. There we go.
I was getting these two things mixed up in my head. So the shrine, the little portal thing, didn't actually have anything to do with the thing that I think would actually win points with you, which is the little side quest you went on with Get to help like restore water to this village and stuff. But another thing that probably comes to mind, and I think you guys are all smart and you would just think of this, so I'm just going to remind you because it's been episodes and episodes. There's also the fact that to get Saratni to the volcano in the first place, you had to out a fire elemental who was trying to play God, right? And you've actually done several things throughout the campaign. You've also helped the water and air elemental to lay that Igbaye priest to rest. Like you've actually been on the sides of the elementals throughout this whole campaign, so you could bring up those things if you like.
And I think maybe the party kind of perks up on like oh elemental stuff, and then just everybody starts recounting those things.
Yep.
Also, how would they feel about my boy
Surge? Oh, yeah.
And so I think Audrin says, like, we went to this place to endure this trial, and as a result, I was imbued with this power, and there was, I don't even remember what kind of.
So what do you say though? How do you call it? What do you call it?
What do I call what?
Do you say the chi?
Yeah.
Shouts begin. Right? No! Impossible! Right? It was lost! Demogorgon locked it away! It was lost!
We probably mentioned the prison break, and I think did we free any elementals while we were there?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of these guys are long-lived, and they've remembered things from like the old Empire, and so you're bringing up a lot of stuff that they seem like they were very affected by the fall of the Igbaye Empire and like Demogorgon and what he did. I do think that when you mention like what you did with the Chi, they're very interested, especially Bombo. He's looking at you with scrutiny, and I mean, in all honesty, Audrey, you look around the city, like the little you've seen of it so far, it looks like they actually have a lot of magic tech here. Like that's actually kind of like a staple of the place, like the chariot that you saw. There's other stuff like that you're seeing around. It's all elemental magic based, right? But it's like it's very much in that vein. And so like Bombo seems very interested, and you're like, I created a living soul out of this chi energy and a robot, and like, you know, you can tell that some of them are going to come talk to you about this afterwards, probably too.
Yep.
So all of that, and if you wanted to add any more, feel free. But I think all of that will definitely, like, you know, help your role here.
Yeah, and then also, to go on the primordial thing, I'd want to explain like the things that we encountered with who are they? The snake guys who don't want to be snake guys. She with the jade skirt, all that.
The Agents of Pain.
The Agents of Pain. Well, the Agents of Pain, but yes, but also the, specifically, the guy that we're gonna try to save his race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tanakh.
Yeah. So, like mentioning, this is like some like.
Oh yeah, saving the Igbaye.
Like,
yeah, this is what we want to do.
Save.
Yeah.
We want to save the Igbaye. This is the thing that we're like, as a part of taking down Demogorgon and this whole thing. This is another thing that we're wanting to like do and like fix this, and also this new race, this man forged in the like time of war. Forge.
Yeah.
Huh. Anyway,
yeah, of course.
I want him to be able to have more of his own kind. I want to see his people become a people. I want to see his person become a people.
Yeah, I think that there's several different like motivations being shot around here as you look around at the gathered lords, and it's probably Anna that's picking up mostly on this because she has such a good insight, right? Tavan Kai is most interested in the Igbaye and their fate, right? And he seemed sad about it and like distressed about the tieflings. But he's interested in the possibility of like restoring them, right? And Ozrock Vol is very interested in this phoenix, right? He's like, the phoenixes are dead, like, but if there is one, then maybe, like, you can see on his face, like, he's a very military-minded man, and he realized, you can see on his face, Anna, that, like, he's like, oh, one of my superiors might still be alive, is the look that you get on his face, right? He's like, I think I might need to go swear loyalty to this phoenix, or something like that, right? And Bombo Kerr is very interested in the Magitech stuff that you've been mentioning, Audrin. And then Zephyri Maku seems actually kind of interested in this, like, we should take the fight to Demogorgon, right? Like, this is one of the ways that the genies might actually restore their place in the realms, is like by going out and being free again, right? Of this kind of isolation that they've been under. But I do think that as you go through this, they think of questions to ask you, right? To like prod a little bit about these paths and these things that you're saying. Tavan Kai, I think, says this: your words are interesting, and I can tell that you believe them, given the magic at play here. And yet there still is the question of whether or not your truth will hold when tested. Will it be sturdy? Will it remain when you might be tempted to go another direction? My children, the Igbaye, the ones that I fostered for so long, they are slaves in your world. This mark that was foisted upon them by Demogorgon, even though they received it, they were tricked into receiving it. They did not understand what they received, and I would see their place in the world restored
when their madness is released, what will become of them, travelers? You do not think that those who have enslaved them will just accept them back with open arms, give them a proper place in the world, will you, after they have gone mad and tried to kill everyone around them? I know more about... I know the way the world works. What assurances do I have that this path will actually lead to the flourishing of my children?
Certainty makes us stupid. If you have no plans for any better future, you can't make a better future. If you're going to sit around and wait for them to all die out, they're never going to get any better. They're not going to have a chance for a better life. If you want them to have a better existence moving forward, then you have to do something, or somebody has to do something. We don't start at the end. And I want to push for that future where they don't have to go back to the horrible existence that they had before. I want an existence for them free of Demigorgon and free of all the slavery, the pain. I want that for them. But I can't promise or guarantee anything. I would be stupid to try. But I would be even dumber to not.
I think what we should do is I think we should make multiple persuasion rolls. I think you need to persuade this guy now. And then we'll move on to the next genie and see if you can convince the majority of them, right? Yeah, go ahead, Audrin.
Oh, man. Do I?
Can I-
You can take advantage.
Gonna say, can I also give him a bardic?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I was
You
gonna
got
say,
this.
Antiquities is technically better.
You got this, babe.
Very inspiring.
Thanks, babe.
Oh, no. That wasn't very good.
Time for that Bardic.
And can you flash of genius?
Oh, I can.
D6.
Ooh, nice. Okay, 22. I think we're going to say DC 25.
22?
please.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
17. Yeah,
You got
so
17, yeah.
32.
Oh, you doing Flash of Genius, too?
Yeah, if I need to. Yeah. I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yep. I think 25 makes sense as a DC for these. Might change depending on what you've said. I think this guy, he likes the path, the idea that there is a path forward, but he's depressed, right? He's had no hope for so long in this regard that, yeah. But I think a 32 does it, right? And it's not that he completely changed his mind overnight, but he seems to be willing to give you a chance, right? He doesn't say anything, but you can kind of turn away from him and to the other. I think at that point, Osrock Val says, "What assurance do we have that you will not use our power, the power of the genie, a wish that we may grant you, for your own selfish gains? How do we not have any assurances that at the end of this war, you will use it to become conquerors? Powerful adventurers that you are, with armies at your command, already allies doing your at your beck and call."
Would I know at all if they know about the ladies?
You don't know.
Because I'm like, I don't know if it would be helpful or hurtful to know about that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know if the vibe around like the ladies is like we're trying to accumulate more power, or that we're like these beings that have been around that already are powerful, where we aren't trying to like conquer.
Yeah, I think it would depend on. I think it would depend on too many factors for you to know
Okay.
for sure.
I will not say anything then.
Yeah. Like someone would have to probably do an Arcana check or something to like know about like what do genies know about the
I was
lady.
gonna
But like
say,
you
can I
guys didn't
do-
know anything for a long
Can
time.
I do... I was going to say, could I do any kind of like Arcana or History check to like figure out what they might think about that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I think this would probably be more along the lines of guessing at what they might do rather than, you know what, Anna, make an insight check.
Okay, that's what I was like.
I think it's more because I don't think they know about the ladies, right? I think that's usually the case with most people. They're very
Okay.
obscure. So this is more about like, what do I think they would do if they found out? And yeah, with the 21, I think it might be better to leave it alone, to not talk about it. It's like, it's another thing that would just like probably like overcomplicate the case you're trying to make here.
I stay quiet.
I part of me was wondering if we should just like tell them if it's a wish that's on the table for whatever, then why don't we just figure out what that wish is now and just determine that ahead of time? Because like my thought, because I originally thought that one idea for the wish was
Use it to power the redemption of the Igbaye.
well, there's like 3 things that we could do with it. One, Alyssa's suggestion from earlier in the session.
Yeah.
With
Turn one of Demogorgon's allies against him.
Turn one of Demogorgon's allies against him. 2, we could use it to redeem the Igbaye.
Mhm.
3, we could also see about powering up Anna so she like gets her
Yes.
full power as a lady.
Yes, that is another possibility, yes.
And then if we do that, then we can use her primordial power potentially
To power the Igbaye, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep, those are all very clear possibilities. I think that you, Audrin, probably think that the cleanest one for them is likely, I will use the power of the wish to redeem the Igbaye. Right? That'll be the most likely answer to get them on your side, because then they can work with you to be like, okay, sounds good. Let's shape this wish together, right?
Okay.
I was wondering, because they mention, well, how do we know you're not just going to become conquerors? I think that would kind of like piss off Deli,
Okay.
because she's like, I am not my freaking dad. But I don't know if it's worth mentioning, and I don't know even what she would say, because how would they not just misconstrue that as, oh, well, you're just his daughter, you're just gonna do
exactly.
thing.
My dad is a conqueror, so that means I definitely won't be one.
Mhm.
I am forever a rebellious teenager, and I'm going to live in rebellion of my father for all of my life.
Yeah,
I'm debating if she would say something to that.
Yeah.
Because it irks her to hear, like, why do we know you're just like the exact person you hate?
Yeah.
Would Deli know if this would be helpful or hurtful to bring up?
You can make an insight check.
I'm also wondering if I should make a 25.
Hey, 25. I think it's a risk, a calculated risk. You might be able to pull it off. But unfortunately, for you, Deli, this would be you having to make the persuasion roll, right?
That is the problem. My persuasion is 0.
Yeah, I think by yourself, right? Like you can't really offer help to Audrin in the same way because you don't have the skill, right? And if you brought this up, this would have to be the point you were making, right? And this would you tried to get this guy on your side by virtue of this point.
The thing essentially that went through my mind was essentially Della was going to say, I swear to you, I will take down and dismantle the Crimson Fleet on promise of my life. If I don't do this, do what you want with me.
I mean, I think it's perfectly reasonable to bring up that point. But I do think that Deli probably should just mention it as a side thing, and then Audrin or someone else should like fill in the details of, we already took down the Crimson Fleet. Like, we disbanded.
They're kind of dismantled, but they're still a little bit around.
You have some of the lieutenants of the Crimson Fleet who remain. The actual organization by itself is gone. It's just that they fled to Demogorgon to keep doing his bidding in the Soul Realm.
I was thinking more like, because obviously Alisan is still around in his prime second in command. So like I was like, I'll take them, bring them their head on a platter. I think Deli might say to turn to Takeaway, say, Deli, like, is it worth mentioning my father and what we did to him?
I think it's worth mentioning that we took them down.
then you do it before I blow a gasket. Well, she wouldn't say that exactly because gaskets don't exist, but you get the gist. She's just sitting there. Deli's just sitting there biting her tongue.
Yep.
Using her high wisdom saving throw to not say anything.
To not say things, yeah.
I'm trying to think how Takeway would word that. I feel like she would just say, because well, what are they questioning us on right now? Like,
how do we know you're not going to become conquerors? Say, like, we took down the people who are doing the conquering.
Like,
yes,
that's
but
what
that's
we're trying to do.
conquerors
We're trying to take down. We took down the Crimson Fleet, who is conquering. We're trying to take down Demon Gorgon. That's literally what we do. We're You've described us as travelers, not conquerors yourselves.
Audrin might pipe in.
Also, I have like I should be a ruler in my own right, I guess, because I've got this blessing and I don't want it at all. So we are people who are very willing to give up power. I'm giving up my power. Audrin has given up power. I think any of us has proven that we'd be willing to give up any kind of power.
And I think Audrin pipes
Do they know about the pearls?
Yeah.
I gave up being the master pearl.
That's true. Yeah. What were you saying, Jordan?
I think Audrin would probably also pipe in with like, hi, here's what the Crimson Fleet did to my family and my like home. I don't want to destroy anything. I don't want I know what destruction is like, and I don't want to destroy. I want to build. I want to rebuild.
Yeah.
And I want to give others the space and ability and opportunity to build.
Yeah,
and even mentioning the what was it called? The savage, no, not the Savage Tide. The
pearls?
No, the place that we went to with Lavinia.
The
Isle of Dread.
The Isle of Dread?
Is it the
Isle? No, the prison to go break her out.
Talking about?
No. How the point was
Far Shore?
Far Shore, thank you. How we went to Far Shore to like figure out everything that was going on there and to like help build this thing up because like we didn't know what was going on and like
I think one of the main things that's happening here too is like it's by virtue of the zone of truth. This is making the argument much more believable because at the very least you believe what you're saying. And so, like, if you fail this roll, I think the general will likely just think like they believe that now and they won't once they have the power, right? This is how it works. Like, you'll get the power and you'll change your mind. But he can't make the argument that you're lying, right?
I could also bring up specifically what happened with Audrin having the choice of that power.
Right.
And
look,
like,
everything you've done with the cheat.
Says, look, if I wanted an army, I could have already had it.
Yeah, sure.
I've met the Lady of Pain. Yeah,
the Lady of Pain. Yeah,
I've met the Lady of Pain. The chi power and this and that. I've been to the City of Doors, and this is what she offered me.
Anna, when Audrin mentions the Lady of Pain, most of the genies don't like. I just seem confused, but Zephyri kind of like sits up and like listens. He's like, ooh, like he must recognize that name. But yeah, Audrin, I think you could make the roll now. I think these are really good arguments, and I can see how he'll turn them if you fail.
Okay,
but yeah, go
so
for it.
We haven't done the thing where it's like, we'll tell you the wish now and we'll promise to do the thing, right? We haven't.
No, it sounds like the main point of this is we already had power and we already gave it up.
Yeah.
And we defeat conquerors, we don't become them.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sense?
So persuasion, right?
Yeah.
Persuasion.
Yeah, 27. You know what? I think you should
Flash of Genius.
Well, if you don't have a bardic, I would say Flash of Genius because I think this guy is slightly more hard to convince because he's already kind of like rough around the edges and suspicious. So I think at 30 here.
What do you think? Should we bardic or should we flash?
You don't have a bardic.
I didn't specifically say I gave you one for this one.
True.
I don't know if it would. Are we making the argument in less than 10 minutes?
Well, you already used it on the.
And
other
we,
one.
yeah,
I
I
used
feel
the
like
other one.
we already used it. So
Yeah.
I'll just
And
use
I can give it again,
I'll just use a
but-
flash.
Yep.
Flash.
With Flash of Genius, I think you do it right.
At 37.
And this guy just nods slowly, and he says, "While it is always possible that you change your mind once you have power, it is obvious that you are sincere, and what you've said about this phoenix is worth investigating. For my part, I have no objections." And then I think you turn to Zafiri and Bombo at this point. And I'm trying to decide who asks their next question first. I'm thinking Zafiri asks, "Do you?" No, let's say Bombo. Bombo asks, "Do you understand the consequences of something like a wish when it is failed, when the consequences are not what you wanted? Even the most powerful genie cannot see all ends when granting a wish. Harpo himself is is a good example of this. He was careless, he was reckless, he did not know what he had wrought. If we join with you, there will be consequences. The genie are wild. We act on instinct. And there will be unforeseen consequences to our aid. Are you willing to clean up the messes that you make when you take on this power?"
With great power comes great responsibility. Let's see.
we have a really good friend who is really good at contracts, and
I was gonna mention that earlier. That the collectors are really good at contracts.
Well, they even Fred, though.
Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Right? Just get Fred here.
He knows how to. He knows how to.
we
Screw
have a
things
lawyer
like that.
who will get the wording just right, so
Yeah.
we'll be real square. It's fine.
Is that all you
And-
say?
well, I mean, we could
I
literally
didn't
be like,
actually say any of that.
Okay.
we could be like, well, between Vren and the Lady of Pain, maybe we could just have them like do a contract that. No, who was the Lady of Pain wasn't the one that he.
Yeah, most recently, yes.
Yeah, never mind. Anyway, yeah. Anyway,
Mhm.
So the thing that he's concerned about is the consequences of the wish spell.
Yep. Are you willing to clean up the messes left behind if you decide to do this?
Have we made any messes that we've actually cleaned up in this campaign?
That's a good question. I feel like the Terra Nullius characters made a lot more messes than the Terra Invicta characters did.
Yeah, how
The
about we
one that-
start out by just saying yes, and we are in the zone of truth.
You guys think, well... Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean my initial like after as soon as you got to the end of the question there, my first like gut reaction was, well, duh. But I don't think Audra would just be like, duh.
Because obviously it's one thing to be like, we believe in this moment we will. It's another thing to provide like material evidence that you can zone of truth, confirm that like we have actually done this in the past already. So it's proof that we will do it in the future.
can we talk about finding the swords and figuring that out? Was that?
Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's the first thing I can think of.
Yeah, I think that is the first thing that makes sense. Yep, like a bunch of magic swords were getting people killed in Calabar and would have like, destroyed the whole city in a Thieves Guild ward, and we'd stop that, right?
Probably
that like it
and
wasn't
then-
even really for our benefit, it was for the benefit
Right.
of the city. Like we could have walked away and like had absolutely zero
It
consequences
was someone else's
for,
mess.
for leaving all of that there, but we chose to prevent the chaos from ensuing.
Hmm.
Also, I don't know if bringing up the first, like when we lost
Oh yeah, when you lost your NPC party members to the Black Bile, and then literally went on the giant quest to get them back in the Wells of Darkness. Yeah, that whole thing there.
well, and we didn't even realize that that's what was happening with the Wells of Darkness stuff. And we didn't go there to do that, but we did have to deal with the consequences of we went to this thing because we were trying to, do good, and like we've been tricked. We've been in the position where it didn't work out and we had to deal with the consequences. So consequences are things like we're not impervious to them and we're not afraid of them.
Yeah, and I think probably too, like bringing up the general like Phoenix Mark thing, right? Like all of us, our whole thing is that we die and we rise again, right? Like we will fail and we will try again next time, right? That's what it means to be whatever we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Go for it. Sounds like Audrey's still leading this one.
Certainly should not be me.
Take me. Any additional?
Integrity
input?
didn't say anything, so.
Anything this time?
Okay, I was just gonna see if she had any additional input.
You're doing great, honey.
Oh, thanks, babe.
25 is all you needed. Bombo is on board.
Mambo does the mambo in Kentucky.
He still seems troubled by something, but he nods and says, I take your word. I do not understand everything you say about these Phoenix marks, but I understand that you are being sincere. And then lastly, Zephyri, who's been, again, watching everything, very interested in everything that's happening here. And I think eventually and finally he says, well, you have convinced me. And yet there is still one thing that needs to be done. Before us, Genie, can aid you, you will need to help us. Harpo's wish had another consequence.
Say no more. We'll kill him right now.
And I will be the first one to say that if you truly want to win, you will need Harpo. If you believe that you can lawyer the wish properly, and you will have the Synod to help you in this regard, I believe that our best course of action is to take our dear friend Harpo out of retirement for one wish before we imprison him forever somewhere deep and dark. And in order to do this, we must ensure that what we did to ensure that Harpo and the consequences of his wish cannot harm the world again, you will need to help us to contain it. Bombo, your prison has its prison wardens. Your prison has its new guards. Or at the very least, ones who can help you restore order. Our dear friend Bombo Core can fill you in on the details of this mission, and if you have any questions for us now, you may ask them, but you must know that this is what we require, and I think I speak for all of the council when I say it, before we offer you any aid.
I have one semantic question, and this is partially to aid in my own furthering of my knowledge and depth of understanding of magic in general. Couldn't you use a wish spell to figure out the right wish spell to use with Harpo?
And Bombo says, "Oh, that's not how it works."
See, that's what I thought, but I wanted confirmation.
No, if that's how it works, that would be stupid.
Audrin just like shrugs and says, "Wish spells aren't the most."
Yeah, don't think about it too much. It's all about instinct.
I think Audrin was just saying, like, they're not the most scholarly topic in the material plane.
Yeah. Yeah, do you have any questions for whatever this task actually is? Or are you willing to let Bombo fill you in on it before you agree to it before everyone?
I feel like we should probably... I mean, my instinct is to just let Bombo fill us in, unless anybody else has...
So I'm sorry. So basically, he's saying that like this task revolves around.
They've been very cagey about exactly what it is, but apparently there is a prison that contains the consequences of Harpo's wish. Maybe.
So the dead gods.
Wait a second, Caleb. No.
What?
Is this when we went down to the deep and like where we lost Lyrith and Tabby?
No.
It's not because there were like dead godheads down there, weren't there?
Yes, a different god of a dead god pantheon. Yes.
Oh my gosh! But he's got to know about those too, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I won't say anymore.
Okay.
So, my big question: are you asking us to go kill gods?
Zephyri looks at the other
they are.
See, they already understand.
Wait,
After just like Hunter puts his hand on and just goes, "Son of a-"
Yeah, and I think at this point the general, right, the Ifrit, he's crossing his arms, he's very serious, and he says, "When Harpo made his wish, he killed a pantheon of gods. Their bodies have become something, and we have contained it as best we can. He is referred to as Makaragora, the drowned host."
I don't suppose. I'm going to let him finish.
And he is breaking his chains. Well, not his chains. The chains are holding, he says, looking around.
I guess I'm confused. If the consequences of a wish are that the gods died, and that was a bad thing, why would it be a bad thing that these gods come back? Just genuinely don't understand.
Tavan Kai says, "Do you not understand what happens when a god dies?"
Not really. My god went peacefully, I think.
There is a difference between the soul of a god, which does indeed go beyond, and its power is dispersed back where it properly belongs. But the body of a god is different. It often remains, and depending on how the god was killed, it can still be a problem. When an entire pantheon of gods, a very cruel, evil gods, are killed all at once, it becomes a horror.
So you want us to dispose of their bodies?
They all look at each other. Dispose. No, you cannot dispose of such a thing. Makaragora is unkillable. We have contained it for a reason. That is all we can do.
So you want us to strengthen the prison then?
The prison is failing. And you see Bombo Core like huff. It's not my quarrel that's failing. And then they all look around at each other and Zephyri says, the Genie Synod as a whole constructed this prison deep in the Feywild's ocean, near our city here, in deep elemental water. And the prison is failing. There have been issues before, but never like this. And we worry that it may not be enough to hold it anymore. We do not know. Its guards were killed. It is inaccessible currently, and the thing is straining against its bonds. It is only a matter of time before it is free.
Caleb,
Mm-hmm.
am I understanding it right that this Macaulay Culkin thing is like a dead,
Caragora.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Here, I'll put it in chat.
Meshiga guy.
Yeah, Michigan.
Please, Macaragora.
Caragora.
Okay. Macaragora. Ha! Sorry, what was last one? Do I understand it correctly that it's the dead body of a god has now become possessed by another thing?
Do you ask this?
I think Audrin might ask this because and I think Audrin even says because it seems like what you're describing, like if I'm understanding it correctly, it sounds like hermit crab shell, hermit crab situation.
The general says, the Ifrit says, no, not exactly. This is not the body of one god. This is the bodies of all of them put together.
I think Delhi being familiar with magical trash is just like, these guys really not get it?
It is something that you must see, I think, to truly understand. It is a horrible monstrosity of many maws and tentacles, splayed out hands and arms. The bodies of gods made into a monster.
Audrin, like Audrin's eyes like shoot wide open, and then he thinks back to the failure mech.
Which one?
The animal mech that we fought, the big blob thing that the Agents of Pain made.
Oh, yeah. That Ronan tried to, the conglomeration of all the animal bodies. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a very similar thing going on here. Yeah.
I just
So
had
Audrin, go ahead.
I just had an awful realization. You know what it is? Edward.
Oh.
No, not quite.
So what you're saying is this monster is killable.
They all look at each other again, and the Ifrit looks back at you and says, "You are very confident. I will give you that."
If it's killable, that means we got a chance, right?
If it bleeds, it can die.
Yeah, they all look very doubtful that you can kill it, but they don't. They're like, I mean,
If they were in an arm wrestling contest, if it was in an arm wrestling contest with Demigorgon, who would win?
I don't know.
It's like, I don't know, it has a lot of arms. Which one does he use?
See, the goal here, guys, is not to kill this thing. You got to recruit it. You know?
That's what I was honestly just about to say.
We bonk it with Takewee's magic hammer enough times that it just becomes a good guy.
We haven't made enough animal friends. We need to
True.
start.
Really, an animal friend if it's like 5 dead people fused together?
Why not?
Well, that's fair.
You have any other questions?
I mean, I guess the dumb question is like, so what exactly do you want us to do with it?
Right, that's my question.
The prison and its guards have failed.
Mm-hmm,
We need you to go with our warden and a crew and restore it. You need to hold back the thing long enough to ensure that this repair crew can do its work. And you will likely need to fight it very directly in order to do so.
Just boop it on there and say, bad. Bad, Makaragora.
That's not what I meant to do. Ignore that.
So basically, we're just like trying to fight it until they can fix the prison.
Yeah, and like I think
So
Zafiri says, the warden himself can fill you in on what is
so
required.
basically, survive so many rounds, and then is
Don't
that
worry, guys.
what I'm hearing?
I got a whole thing written out.
Because I'm assuming we can't actually kill it.
They seem very doubtful.
Okay.
More reason to befriend it.
I feel like
You guys are 19th level adventurers, you know?
I just want to kind of, recap the situation.
Yeah.
For going to this prison, facing a blob of god bodies that is unkillable,
Supposedly.
that is going to have whatever things of us like trying to go to do this, that is the consequence of the genie's actions.
Mhm.
We in turn get a wish that the genies also want.
So part of this for them is like, we can't help you until we are sure that this is not going to happen, right? Like, you need to help. Like, we're helping you too. Like, we're all going to go do this together and stop this really bad thing from happening. Don't you want to stop a different bad thing from happening? We need to stop this bad thing from happening first.
I have.
Yes, here's a question for them. What are
Why
the
can't we-
consequences? What are the
We
consequences?
just wish the prison to be fixed.
It doesn't work like that.
What are the consequences if we fail?
We die, probably.
Jeremy Gorkin
No,
will be
but
the
like
least of
if
the worries.
this thing breaks out, like what are the consequences?
Does Deli ask that?
Yeah,
They all look
Like,
at each
what-
other.
like we're like, what are the stakes here? Like, we get you want to do this, but why is it important, sort of thing.
Yeah, the general,
Not asking because I don't care, just because I'm like
Yeah.
generally like, well, what are we up against?
the general says, this thing broke into the material plane once before. It caused unknown terror and destruction across West Africa. It was said that some powerful adventurers wounded it, and it went to recover in a cove. And we were able to recover it there and restore it to the prison. But there are still legends in your world, I'm sure, that you've heard them, of how terrible a beast like this can be. Ship after ship was sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Cities were destroyed, torn down by humongous tentacles made out of the bodies of gods. And that was only one day. If this thing is loosed, I do not think the Genie Synod has the power anymore to restore it to its prison. If it escapes this time, it will be a blight on the world forever.
And have we heard stories of this, or have we heard about this in the campaign before?
Do you want to make a history check?
I just meant generally like, oh, Deli hasn't heard of it probably.
Well, you guys,
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
Can I also
Megan,
make a
how
history
obvious
check?
of a story is this?
Go ahead. Yeah. Make your history checks.
Yeah, both of you, I think, remember. It went by a different name. You remember this being as Golrotha, the Kraken of Kraken's Cove.
It's why it's called that.
Mm-hmm. And as you realize that, it starts to take shape in your mind a little bit more what this thing is. It's not like a blob. It's a kraken made out of body parts, right? You imagine a tentacle, except it's like multiple arms sewn together and the hands and fingers splayed outward to be little tentacle things, right? You see mouths instead of suckers all across its tentacle-y limbs. Yeah. It's a kraken.
So Kraken's Cove. That's
The legend you heard was that was where the Golrotha the Kraken went and bled out when it had been wounded grievously.
What were we doing at Kraken's Cove?
That was when you first found the first Shadow Pearl, or at least
Yeah.
the consequences of the first Shadow Pearl and all the savage monsters there.
Okay. Isn't that where we found I
Sayori?
remember. Huh?
Sayori was there.
Yeah, that's where we found Sayori and where I made the decision to make that stupid claim like if this works then
That I love Takeway. Yeah. So yeah, there you
Okay. So
So, if this is a kraken, can I sing to it?
go. We will have to see, won't we, Anna? Supposedly, that Crake spawn was like the child of Golrotha. You're not sure if that's true anymore, but
we have with us the Kraken suitor.
it's possible that like when Makaragora or Golrotha or whatever went to the material plane, he looked more like a Kraken, right? Like a standard Kraken. It might be this, like the Feywild itself, that makes them look like the bodies of dead gods. But yeah,
Caleb, is this thing in any way, shape, or form related to the flesh tunnels in the first campaign?
Flesh tunnels were a different dead god.
so yes.
Yeah, that was what I was afraid of.
I thought you said that was the Hindu. It was the Hindu gods.
Yeah, well,
though.
what I mean is that bodies of dead gods. Yeah, this is what happens. Body horror happens when a god dies and its body is left
I get
around,
what you're saying.
right?
I thought you meant it was
The
from
flesh.
That same one.
This is all. It's coming back. We're coming back to the flesh.
I don't want to eat the flesh.
Guys, I think we don't need this wish. I think we're good.
You could just reject it and deal with the consequences.
or not deal with the consequences. Because
I mean, it sounds like this thing is probably going to get out, right?
Yeah. Why can't some other adventurers come along? No, I'm kidding. Because like it's
feel
really like we have two cosmic horrors that we need to stop now. This
Mhm.
thing and Demigorgon.
But the thing about this one is that it's already bound mostly. All you have to do is keep it bound.
I that's actually the question I wanted to ask. So I'm going to simultaneously ask you as a DM, and Audrin will ask them as the character, asking the Synod. Could I use this?
Otaluk's resilient sphere. Well, if the creature was large size or smaller, which it certainly isn't.
It's bigger than large.
Yes, a kraken
thing
is
is
bigger
probably
than
this-
large. Yeah.
This thing is probably the size of a very large building.
But
Can you
That's
can do it for
inconvenient.
concentration up to 1 minute, Audrin. Even if you could somehow make it work.
1 minute is 10 rounds of combat. You're telling me we're gonna have to be in more than 10 rounds of combat with this thing?
Oh, not necessarily. What I mean is like it's not a permanent solution, and even like using it temporarily, like again, it's just too big, and I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah,
I just like if it's too big, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know my creature sizes. All I know is that Audrin is almost
large is
medium.
large is the one just above medium.
That I knew, but I wasn't sure if there was one bigger than that.
There's
Or I
like
forgot that there
3
was.
bigger than that at least.
3?
Because large, huge, gargantuan, colossal.
Oh, next time I go to Starbucks, I'm getting a colossal mocha.
Yeah. So yes, they don't think it will work, right?
Okay, that's fine.
And again, this
And really, I didn't want to do it like permanently. I was really just like, okay, we need to hold it back. Well, this hold it back was kind of the.
again, you know me. I like to offer you chances to do creative things. There will likely be all number of chances that you'll be able to do stuff like this to help you, but maybe not this one. You'll see. That it?
I feel like I would probably just ask, like, if you guys knew that this was happening, is there a reason you haven't tried to reach out for people to help before this?
Bombo says,
People suck.
You came at a very opportune moment, mortal. This happened today.
Oh, okay.
You do not think we were discussing it over multiple days, do you?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
We are creatures of instinct. We act. We do not sit around making plans.
Which is why we came into you guys sitting around having a meeting.
Yes, well, we could do it for a couple hours at least.
This is acting. This is acting.
Okay. Also, I kind of am like, he called me immortal. That's rude.
I was gonna
Excuse
say.
you, I am not.
It's like, I was there when the texts were written.
Like, I don't know what I am, but
Do
I'm
not
pretty
quote
sure
the
it's
deep
not
magic to
mortal.
me, witch. That is such a good quote, and it's so usable in so many different ways. Yeah. Neat. Yep. Cool. Yeah. So you guys head out.
Before we go, can I kind of like single out Zafiri?
Yeah.
And just kind of go and be like, hey, so I saw you kind of perk up when we talked about the Lady of Pain.
Is this like in public?
No, I'd probably take him aside.
Okay, so this is after the meeting is concluded officially and
Yeah,
everybody's starting.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and he probably would want to talk to you guys anyway, right? Honestly, I think he asks, like, Orin, like, comes and takes you guys over there to talk to him. And so, yeah, you say Lady of Pain. And he says, yes, I was very surprised to hear that name. I am probably the most cosmopolitan of the members of the Synod here, and I'm starting to hear rumors of things happening in the world. Yes, this Lady of Pain that you mentioned is certainly one of the most important players on the board right now, I think.
Are you familiar with
All the Magic P ladies.
the
Please never say
ladyhood?
that. Yeah, the sisterhood.
Yeah.
I think he frowns at that. It's like, there are more? Thought it was just the Lady of Pain.
I feel like I would kind of be like I'm like, I don't want to like straight up like lie to
Yeah.
him, but I want to be kind of like vague about the knowledge of like, from our understanding, there should be 9 of them, but
Fascinating.
we don't know who all of them are.
And they are all equally as important in the cosmic scheme of things as this Lady of Pain?
I don't know.
Yeah. Shrug. Well, I will certainly keep that in mind. I thank you for the information. Us genies have been isolated for too long. I think it's time that we take another step out into the world. But of course, traditionalists like the others, they don't see the same way that you and I see. Bigger picture. Bombo especially, I feel that he's lost his grip, and certainly this whole prison fiasco has shown us that. It may be time for new leadership to take on the task of keeping this Makaragora at bay and taking the genies into a new age.
If this wasn't so late into the campaign, that would give me villain vibes.
Yeah, I kind of just like, that sounds great for you guys.
Well, I suppose you'll be off to deal with our collective problem, yes?
This guy is this campaign's version of him.
I think you're giving him a little bit too much credit.
To which one?
No, not to him, to this random Genie Lord.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That last campaign, him was like, oh, he's going to be a problem in the future, isn't he?
Nah,
And then-
fair. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I
Yeah.
understand. Cool. So you guys head out to the prison then? Cool. So we see you guys get taken to the Merid Quarter, right, to the water district. And you get taken to a chamber kind of at the base of the, kind of in the middle of the water district, pointing outward towards the sea. This large kind of bunker-like building. I guess it's probably still has like curved architecture, but
Real quick, Caleb, how many days have passed? Has it been the same day as we did the stuff at the other
no,
place?
it's definitely not the same day. It's probably
Okay.
maybe 3 days or something. I need to figure out specifically, but multiple days. Because you had to like travel.
Okay, because I need to respec my spells. I never
Yeah.
did do that.
Yep. And you get taken into like a large chamber, which is mostly empty and has some various like seems like equipment and materials and things, but mostly is taken up with a large like it's like a dock, right? But it's like inside a building, and it has stone quarry around a kind of like rectangle of water that then it doesn't look like it leads outside. Like there's big like sea doors that maybe can open to let something out of the room, but you see a kind of sleek looking vessel. It looks like kind of shaped maybe like a triangle, roughly triangular, and it has coming out from the back of it what looks like maybe like seaweed almost. Like it's obviously like crafted blades, but they look kind of like seaweed shaped, and they like stick out sharply from the back of this vehicle, you think. And it's sitting floating in the water in this like kind of bunker chamber. And you see that it's next to a large chain that is in the back wall of this chamber, a very like dark black chain, very large, that is like anchored to the wall and then goes into the water and down somewhere. And this vehicle has like something above it that could like clamp onto this chain. It's currently unclamped, but again, like very kind of magic tech vibes we're getting here. It's all very like sleek and looks like mirrored architecture that you become familiar with at this point. But what's his face? Oren, the captain, the Jinn captain, and the Bombo, the leader of the Marids, it has led you here, right? Has escorted you here. And here now is like a small crew of Marids running around doing things. They're gathering equipment, shoving it into this something, in this vehicle of some sort. And you see waiting for you a kind of squat, gruff-looking Marid, who maybe has like a scar across his face, and he is waiting impatiently, maybe barking orders at people. But he looks at you when you arrive, and he has a brief exchange with Bombo in Auquin, and then he turns to the others and says, "Hello, I'm the warden of our prison. My name is, if I can remember the name of this character, Warden Namu Dara. And it is to my shame that the prison holding Makaragora has been breached. I hope that you can help us restore order to the facility. And to that end, we have prepared this submersible to go down into the depths." He points
We
to the
don't see an
vehicle.
Xbox controller at the front of it, do we?
No.
Good.
But yeah, what do you guys say?
We can't breathe underwater.
Yes, well, that's exactly why we're going to be using this submersible. Now, when we actually get there, the facility is flooded and under a lot of pressure. Normally, we would have air down there, but the life support systems and the pressure chambers, pressure locks, have seemed to have failed and killed everyone inside the facility. That will be one of the first things that we must do when we get there, is restore them to working order. I do not know what happened to the crew. We assumed them dead, but we have not been able to communicate with them via magical means or otherwise. So yes, I assume that you may have some way to assure that you're able to survive down there. You seem like powerful mortals to me.
I mean, I do.
does anybody have water breathing?
I
I
could.
think Benedict
Audrey
can
just
cast
goes-
it.
Audrey just goes, about how long is it going to take us to get down there?
Oh, a matter of an hour or two, maybe.
And Audrey's just going to cast water breathing as a ritual spell on the way down.
Cool.
Perfect.
Perfect. That's
We'll
I
all
was
have it
like,
for 24 hours.
yeah, I was
so
like,
we'll be fine.
Benedict
How many
certainly does not have it.
Okay. How many people can you do?
10.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
So, what have you said to your NPC friends who weren't a part of the group that went up ahead of everybody, but they probably heard, I suppose, the conversation. They're all probably a little like, "Are we really doing this?"
Audrey walks down. It's like, well, everybody get your snorkel ready. We're going on a trip.
I think I would probably just go like, well, I mean, we're about to do something much crazier and dumber, so
Yep.
this is just our warm up.
True. Yeah, exactly.
I do think
Surge doesn't seem too worried because he can breathe underwater, or he doesn't need to breathe at all.
I wonder if Surge would, or if what's his name would want to have a conversation with Surge ahead of time, or with me and Surge.
Who? Benedict?
No,
Nestor?
Zafiri.
Zafiri, yeah. Oh, you mean Bombo? You're talking about with the Magitech stuff, the Warforged?
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was the guy who was interested in it. Yeah, that makes sense. Like he's here right now, right? He led you guys here. And he probably, he honestly on the way over, he probably was talking to you guys. I think you maybe took a train, right? Like a earthbender train sort of thing, like for with the Dow genies, right?
So cool.
Using
Audrin's taking
elemental
notes
magic.
the whole time. he's here.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a very different kind of vibe than the Drow, right? The Drow had like a clockwork aesthetic going on, kind of like, kind of weirdly mechanical and clanky and stuff. These are very sleek, and they're usually powered by like elemental magic and stuff. Most of them are very elegant, right? In a way that the clockwork or spiders were not really. But yeah, he definitely talks your ear off about it. I think it will probably be a longer thing to really, decide how long-term that relationship develops there, but he asks you as many questions as he can before the time runs out and gets your information about the Warforged and stuff. But yeah, cool. Real quick, Takeaway, would you want to make a perception check for me? You're the person who could notice this. Does anyone else have perception trained?
No.
Perception is wisdom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
You can just go ahead and make it with out advantage then, Takeaway.
Oh, you said actually, I do have perception trained.
Perfect. Then make it with advantage. You and Audrey might notice this. Yeah, with the 24.
That's my
Well, I was going to
passive
say,
anyway.
you just get advantage, right?
Then that's my passive.
Perfect. Yeah. You notice, Takeaway, as everybody else was talking and getting stuff ready, maybe Audrin is figuring out that he can do water breathing and stuff and talking with the Bombo about things. But you look over at the chain, right? This giant chain that is anchored to the back wall of this big bunker, and you can see cracks in the wall. They're subtle, right? But it does seem like they're cracked, as if something's been pulling on this chain.
What is the chain attached to? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
So there is a giant black chain that is attached to the back wall of this bunker you're in right now, which in the center of this bunker is like a pool of water. It's like a bay, right? With this submersible in it. It's going to be like a submarine, basically, you can go down into the water from. But it's like a covered building that you're in. But there's a chain that's attached to the back wall here and then runs into the water. And there's a clamp at the top of the submersible that would clamp onto the chain and apparently ride it all the way down. You think this chain probably goes all the way down to the prison.
Got it. And the chain's about to break, and we might, lose our way.
I mean, again, it's subtle. There's only a few cracks. It's not like it's gonna snap immediately. You don't see the chain. It's not taut right now, right? It's loose, but
Might be worth mentioning.
you notice it.
Yeah. Let's see. The name of the captain is
So there's Captain Oruven, who is the Jin that you met originally.
Namudara.
And then Namudara is the prison warden, yeah.
So is Namudara in charge of the submersible?
He's going to be leading the expedition down
Then
with you
I would
guys.
go talk to him while Audrin is talking to
Bombo,
the
yeah.
captain, and I would just say, so your system here is that you follow the chain down, correct?
Yes, it's quite an ingenious little contraption, don't you think? It goes all the way down to the prison.
And
Easiest
what
way
would
to not get
happen if
lost.
that chain were to break?
He stops. Oh, well, I suppose it would depend on the manner of its breaking.
Well, you've
He's
got
like-
some cracks over there that you might want.
Yeah, he's already been glancing at it at the corner of his eye. You can tell he already knew.
So what's your plan if this breaks?
Our plan is to stop it before it breaks. I will be honest with you, mortal, I do not know what we will do if this breaks. Because if that has happened, the anchor that this chain sits upon, it is anchored to the mountain itself. If it breaks, I believe the city falls. You can see how dire our predicament is.
They can fly though.
Yeah, but there's like, you get the sense that like, maybe Takui doesn't get the sense because she's not necessarily wise in the ways of magic, but if Audrin and Deli put their heads together about this, it would be like, oh, there's like elemental ley lines and stuff here, and like this whole system of like the prison and the chain and the city, like it's all built together as one big thing, and if part of it breaks, the whole thing is gonna, like the whole system's gone, right?
So
the fact that this is breaking at all is a huge deal, right?
which is why the stuff with Harpo is also happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
So this isn't something as simple as like, oh wait, first of all, what's cracking? It's not the chain that's cracking.
It's the wall. It's not the chain. Yep. It's the wall itself.
And I assume that there's some sort of magical thing, so you can't just like fix the wall, right?
Yeah, they obviously tried this. Yep.
Because I was gonna say like stone shape isn't gonna. I can't stone shape.
I mean, again, maybe they
uncracked.
have, and maybe they did fix it multiple times at this point, and it just
see.
keeps happening, right?
Yeah. What this thing needs clearly is just a pacifier.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
Walk to sleep.
This is not a baby. This is a toddler. It needs an iPad just to be like.
Oh no.
Wow.
This is D&D. We
LOL.
don't have iPads. We have
LOL.
iPads.
That's hilarious.
Come on, honey. Just watch another episode of Bluey. It's fine.
Calm down. So yeah, I mean, they're getting the submersible ready for the descent, and I assume everybody hops in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think she just says, if this breaks and we're underwater, we may not have enough resources to save everybody.
I think the warden says, it depends on how deep we are, but if for most of the voyage, if it breaks and the submersible breaks, us marriage will be fine. Unfortunately, once we get into the deep abyss, that is where the pressures are so intense and the ambient energy of Makaragora himself have created conditions that even us merits cannot survive. So yes, we understand. We will take whatever measures we can to help you, and we hope you do the same. But at the end of the day, if you cannot save us, we understand. We understand the risk we are taking. We have signed up for this job. This is our responsibility.
Consequences of your actions.
Hey, I
Yeah,
don't know
so
if
you
I have
guys...
anything else to say.
Yep. You see you guys get into the submersible. I think Oru Ven turns to you, Audrin, and says, I feel like I should come with you. I am not a Merid, of course, but you have the ability to make me breathe underwater, do you not? Actually, maybe he doesn't even need that. It's possible that with being a djinn, maybe he's fine. He can create his own air or something. No, it doesn't look like it. But you can do like 10 people, right? So
Yeah.
he asks, so he's like, do you wish aid on this? I do not know what I can offer exactly, but I can at least offer a sword.
Audrin says, actually, I think Audrin's response is, we would be honored to have you fight at our side.
He nods and he does some sort of chest to the, or fist to the chest salute that you don't really recognize the significance of exactly. But he straps on his giant honking scimitar and steps into the submersible.
It honks?
I want the scimitar. Forget the wish
balloons,
spell. He has a balloon scimitar.
Just squeaks when you do that. So as we end our episode here, I'm going to kind of give us a little bit of a description here. So we see this submersible clamp onto this chain and then start to ratchet its way down and go underwater. You have a viewport in front of you here. You can see the deep water as you start to ride this chain all the way down. And as you can see pretty clearly, at least in the shallows here, and you see this chain go down a long ways, right? It's just reaching into the deep. And eventually, you're seeing like a bunch of fish and stuff. It's like the Feywild Ocean, right? And mostly just teeming with life at this point. But then there's a drop off, right? And it drops off into the abyss, and below you is darkness. Just complete and utter darkness.
It's an ocean made of blood.
No, it's not Iron Lung. No, it's still like well, you know what? Here, I'll give you this much. It is definitely a dark black blue below you. But you also see where the chain is leading, right? You see this like chain leading into the darkness. Where the chain is leading is this angry red dot. And you do think that is probably where you are headed, right? And the submersible goes down into the water. You have several hours to think through your life choices here. It's getting deeper and deeper. And while you can't actually feel the pressure because the submersible is keeping it from you,
there's a metaphorical pressure.
There's a metaphorical pressure starting to bear down on you. And you're 19th level adventurers and whatnot, but this is pretty daunting all the same. And we see you guys finally get close to Makaragora's prison. And what you see again is this dark, angry red. And it is a living reef fortress that is wrapped around a vast kraken shape. Right, coral forms the outer shell of this thing. And then you see these 3D chains, right? There's this one big one that connects to this dock or command pad or whatever that is at the front of the prison. But then there's chains that are all around the thing as well. You see angry red heat vents from the ocean floor, spraying up at various points. It seems like maybe they should be more powerful. It's actually kind of weak that you see these coming up, but you also see, this vast blobby shape, which is still hard to see from this distance, but you see these chains, get superheated by vents from below the ocean, and suddenly the chains themselves turn like an angry red and start to sear the flesh of this kraken shape. And you swear you feel like a vibration in the submersible, as if the thing is screeching in pain, and all you're getting is the vibration through the water of it. And then you see, these kind of it's like rings of coral, chambers kind of ringing around the fortress, that you think is where the Marids who manned this place actually did their work. And likely you see these sections that likely have pressure locks and airlocks and stuff like that, right? That would keep each section from if there was a breach, it would only go into one section instead of all of them. But something has gone wrong with that apparently, and everybody died down here. But they seem intact, right? Now the coral obviously is being broken slowly as this shape seems to distend outward and start to squeeze out of its the coral shell that's trying to surround it. And you get your first real glimpses of Golrotha, Makaragora, the drowned host. You see a tentacle made of arms behind this thinned coral. You see mouths where suction cups should be. You see a face pressed against a membrane on its porous, bloated body, and a chain pulling tight around some other shape, some other organ that's too, vague to see exactly what it is. And then as you slowly pull into the dock, and the submersible starts to slow down, and you start to attach to this like first chamber here, you see poking out through one large breach in the coral, one large red angry eye, its eyelid go open and watch you as you connect to this chamber. And as we see here, the hissing of the like two places, like the airlock connecting to the submersible, the warden just like looks back at you and says, "We are here. And now we must see what Makaragora has wrought."
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I have, like, as I'm seeing the ocean and darkness and everything, to see if, one, just what I notice in general, but also specifically to see if I can make any ties to the Black Bile?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and make a general Arcana check, and we can see what you know going into this.
General Arcana, sir, we need you. On the double.
33 is not bad.
Is it worth doing a flash of genius?
Well, you tell me what questions, what are you thinking of getting out of this? You wanted to know if there's a connection to the Black Bile. Anything else?
If there's any kind of effect, like we had when we went to the Soul Realm, right? When we went to the Soul Realm,
yeah,
there was like effects on our personalities and anything like and, like stuff like that. So, well, as we're going into this, are there going to be any effects that we need to think about or know about or worry about?
Yeah, I think that's good. I think your 33 is good enough to take a guess at this. So you're in the Feywild right now, right? And this thing supposedly is made out of the bodies of gods. So you don't think that the dangers here are going to be mental or spiritual. They're going to be physical, right? It's going to be damage. It's going to be bad things happening to your body. Not your mind's playing tricks on you, not your spirit is slowly being changed. It's just going to hurt.
So will being in this water hurt us?
Oh yeah. I mean, you definitely want to stay away from that as much as you can. You will have to take some sort of precautions to not take what you think would probably be ambient damage of some sort.
So even though we have water breathing, we want to avoid the water at all costs.
I would say, yeah, you could go into the water. It will hurt you when you go into the water.
Okay.
Now, water breathing, if I remember correctly, water breathing, doesn't it protect against something like like the pressure of deep water or something? No, just the ability to breathe underwater. Okay. I mean, I think the assumption typically is that when you have water breathing and you can go underwater, that you're also, like, for the most part, being kept from the effects of, that would harm creatures who can't breathe underwater.
I mean, you can have a creature that can breathe water that can't be a deep sea creature.
Again,
similarly, you have deep sea creatures that can't go into low pressure water.
It's the difference. It's mostly the difference of the being so deeply underwater, and this is also like the Feywild. So there's some other magical stuff probably happening as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it is some weird eldritch thing too. So, but yes, you'll probably have to take some sort of other precaution. You might be able to figure out something with once you get the facility back up and running. You might be able to get help there maybe. But yeah, as far as you know, this will end with you guys having to go into the water to fight the thing. So
Caleb,
yeah,
this is like primordial magic territory, right?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because it's mostly body magic, right? It's mostly like the physical death of the god body stuff. But that in and of itself is sort of weird. So, but there is a difference between weird and far realm.
Well, I was just wondering if this is like maybe an opportunity for Audryn to get practice with playing around with primordial magic.
Maybe. Yeah. There's certainly a similarity here, but it's not exactly the same thing.
Okay. I think either way, Audryn has plans.
Yeah. This will be the time for creativity for sure. You won't just be able to go out and just fight the thing until it dies. I mean, you could, but I've already established that it will be there are lots of factors against you if you just wanted to just go straight up and fight it. So, well, there you go. I think that's the end of our session. There you go. That's been Terra Invicta. I don't know when we're playing next. I was also going to ask if we wanted to do a quick after show or if we wanted to call it here. I know Anna or Emily, you're fading here.
Me too.
Which is totally fine. Yeah. We can call it there and play next time. What does the rest of July look like again? I see a thumbs up from Melissa.
I didn't see anything on the calendar. I'd marked.
I see a thumbs up from Anna or Emily.
I think we're all good then.
I think mostly good. There might be
Wow,
one.
sweet.
There might be one Thursday.
That's all right. Hey, July is my birth month. I'm excited to play a bunch of Terra Invicta in July. I think it'll be great.
Isn't it your birthday this weekend?
Yeah, and like
It is. Yep, Sunday. I'll be 31, which isn't as exciting as 30, but
No.
shut up. Are you really going to be 31?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, when did we all get old?
We're all old, yeah.
You guys called me old all the time, so I don't want to hear
That's because
nothing.
you've always been old, Seth.
Deal with it, suckers. I'm still,
Yeah, that's the baby.
I'm still in my 20s.
Mm-hmm. Are you the last one still in your 20s at this point?
Yes.
Yeah. 29? Nice.
Wow.
And next birthday's going to be 30?
November, I turned 30.
Nice. All right. This is the end. This year is the end of us in our 20s.
1996.
Entering our 30s era.
Let's see if we can finish Terra Invicta before we all turn 30. I don't know if that'll happen, but
We'll see. At this rate.
Depends.
We'll see.
Depends.
It's all right. Time flies when you're having fun,
Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana.
True. And we're going to fly like fools. Adios. We're out of here.